yesterday. First it started out she needed to get a generator for her tent. Then she was leaving state. Then she needed an Uber. Then she was starving. Her story changed every hour on what she needed donations for. And she's always crying on live, but if you notice, she never has any actual tears. Yeah, her Walmart shopping, that she didn't actually shop for anything, she stole from them. See, her fake husband is a 19-year-old mentally ill child. He has schizophrenia, he has borderline personality disorder, multiple personality disorder. He has violent tendencies. So she uses that as a storyline for donations, for DV donations, for support, but she is using him. And that's what I want people to see, is that she is using that boy as a storyline, because people aren't just going to donate to just her without some interesting storyline. His family has nothing to do with him because he was very violent. They have tried to help him. He was placed in Child Protective Services years ago. He's been a ward of the state for many years. So he doesn't have very much support either. Yeah, she's not pregnant. She is not pregnant. But for the sake of Christina, let's just pretend for 1 second that she is pregnant. She's pregnant by a 19-year-old boy with schizophrenia. She has no job, no place to live, no steady income, no support of anybody. She already has lost rights to all 6 of her children. This child will get taken the minute it is born. So she's going to use that to collect donations as long as she can. But what her history is the minute the donations start coming in, she makes up a fake pregnancy storyline. She will, in turn, here in a couple weeks, say she miscarried, or she needs to raise money to get in smushmortion. I don't know what words I can say. So yeah, smushmortion. And she'll say she did that. She gave away 2 of her children for money. She conned many families when she was pregnant. Yes, Becca. She had this family lined up that was struggling to get pregnant. Basically promised them a child, gave them the child, and then the minute she gave them the child, she demanded $10,000 from them. Later on, she got pregnant again and had a son, and she gave that child to them again for another $5,000. They paid for a lot more than her dentures, yeah. It is absolutely disgusting, the lies that she comes up with. You know, I just wish people would vet people before they open their pocketbooks, because she is not worthy. There are so many single moms out here, people really struggling with addictions, people really struggling with homelessness, people that lose their jobs and need help until they find something else, that want to work, that people could be helping. Yeah, I know. It only takes a couple minutes to vet somebody. You know, Google their name, type it in Facebook, type it in TikTok. Videos will pop up. Absolutely. Yeah, she said her tubes grew back. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Her tubes magically grow back every single time she needs money. I've tried to warn everybody, and that's exactly it. You know, I can only warn. It's not my money, so I can't stop people from donating. I can tell you the truth, and what you do with that truth is up to you. People still choose to support her, you know, and I don't understand it. I don't know what the ulterior method is there for helping her. I don't get it. Found her a month ago. She was begging for money to get him into a shelter, then leaving due to DV. That has been her favorite line the whole time she's been with him. I know, I got that on my posts. And that's it. She said she needed $350 to get to where she was going. She made $350, not to mention gifts. And, yeah. Let me figure out. Hold on one second, hon. There you go.
Hey, is this you or someone else?
There you go.
Hey, is this you or someone else?
This is someone else. We're talking about Christina Nicole.
Is that like a TV show?
Yeah.
METH.
So she has struggled with many drug addictions over the years. She is now, I don't know if I can see the name on here, but she is on sub.
Yeah.
And so she does use that, and she abuses Xannies.
Isn't it crazy though? You can like see somebody's face and know.
Oh yeah. So if you notice, she takes her medication every day about noon. And if you look at her lives from the morning and then in the afternoon, she's a completely different person. She's like a zombie.
It's crazy. Oh gosh. I don't know why some of these places are like legalizing everything and it just turns out way worse. Like Portland and Seattle and these places, it's like zombie land.
And it's just like for 8 years, she's been on these sub drugs. You
Right.
know, so how many years do you need to be on it? You know?
Yeah, it's not treatment. It's I don't know why we basically let people go and destroy themselves, you know,
Yeah.
and they call it compassion. And it's just crazy.
It's crazy, crazy. I don't understand it. Here's my cat, everybody. She's trying to poke through the lot. She does have a rug addiction and a gambling addiction, yes. Last I knew, she was live. I've been getting blown up with people wanting me to go live to answer questions. If I'm missing anything, just re-put it back in the chat. Exactly, that's the thing. She said, oh, somebody sent me $50 so I could eat. Any normal person would have went to the dollar store, to Walmart, to Aldi, which is all right there in walking distance, grabbed some bread and some peanut butter and a bag of chips, spent $3, made it stretch out. Yeah, she has 6 kids and has custody of none. Her name is Christina Nicole, SMGKT_KD. Absolutely, that's what she's been doing, stealing from Walmart. Yeah, she said the hotel stretched her stay out until 6 p.m. so that she could raise money to leave. So after she had her last son, her 6th child, she had her tubes cut. She had them removed. But magically, she says now they grew back. So yeah, first it was she extended the hotel till 3 p.m. Now it's 6 p.m. I bet you she rented another night. Everybody following, I will follow back as soon as the live is over. So she is sober off of hard rugs, but she uses the medications they give you to get off of those hard rugs. So she is still using. Minute she got fun, she said, I'm starving, I'm going to get something to eat. Absolutely, that's her thing every single time. The hotel supplies breakfast. She just ate a bagel this morning. Instead of going to Applebee's, maybe get some sandwiches. So she had a job she was supposed to return to today, but she got suspended for supposedly calling in because she was homeless. Hold on one second, Maddie. There you go, Maddie. Exactly. There's so many options for cheaper food.
Bro, there's 2 lives going on about this. I'm so tired.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, honey. There's gonna be a lot more lives going on.
No, we actually have one going on Sassy's right now, bro. I created it. I'm the problem.
Oh. I was gonna say there's gonna be a lot more people going live. I've been getting DMs like crazy, people that are covering her situation, making YouTubes about it. They've been begging me to go live.
Earlier, yes, I'm a mod, but I'm not in this. Like I've been telling everybody. Oh my goodness.
So Maddie is just at a point right now where she's collecting information. She's viewing, and everybody has a right to get the information and then make a decision for themselves.
It's not only that. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're fine.
Yes, I am a moderator. I have a life too, and I have everything else going on, and everybody's getting mad at me for being in her live. I go in there, I sit in there, I don't even talk, I don't block nobody, I just sit.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I'm a mod because she wanted me a mod one day after blocking me for 2 weeks after blocking me because she blasted me on TikTok.
Yeah, but I get it. I'm not mad at anybody who chooses to support her in any kind of form. I'm not here to attack anybody, who chooses to support her. That's their decision. You know, all I'm here to do is show you the facts, tell you the truth, and people can make up their minds on what they choose to do.
Oh goodness, here we go. This bitch is now talking to. She
I
just
don't know who
texted
Beth
me.
and Devin is, but
I do. Yeah, it is. It's another beggar.
oh, I was
But
gonna say,
she just texted me talking about that. I was talking about her in Sassy's live. I said, believe what you want. I don't even care. I just sit here and look pretty half the time.
yeah.
Like, I'm overwhelmed with everything.
Trust me, that's how I've been feeling for her whole life. I mean, people don't understand that I am her family, okay? I
I
have
know.
seen
I was
people
just.
in her family get attacked. People in her family get DMs, messages all day long about the scams that she's done, about people she's hurt, about people she's robbed, about lies she's telling. We don't ever get a break. We never get a break.
I was just speaking on you, but not in a bad way. I was basically saying that there's another T page because we have a T page in there right now. But there's another T page of her that is her family. Talking about you.
Oh.
But before anybody wanted to say I was speaking on you, I figured I'd come and tell you myself. I don't talk about nobody. I stay to myself, honestly.
And that's one thing I can say about you is you've stayed pretty neutral in everything. You haven't tried to be in any of the drama. You've just been kind of observing. You know, I don't have a problem with that. People are going to make up their own minds about situations.
No, sorry. If anybody goes over there, Sassy is not going to block anybody. I'm telling you, unless you are rude to me or her or anything, she's not going to block you. I have 4 mother truckers in that box right now that ain't even blocked, and we're all speaking on this.
Yeah.
So if you go over there, nobody's blocking nobody. I'm a mod. There's a few others that are mods. Nobody's blocking anybody. We're trying to just talk about things. We're not even downing her. Everybody's just wondering, how is she pregnant if her tubes are cut? That's it.
Yeah, she's not pregnant. This is her most
Yes.
popular scam.
Yes, it's Misty. But Misty did say she was on live the other day begging or asking for help, but she was not. That was the first time she's going to, and last time, and she's gonna pay the money back.
Yeah.
Unblock you from what?
She told my mom about 5 months back she was pregnant. So supposedly when you guys remember back in March when the DV situation happened and he got arrested, the day before he got out, she claimed to have had a smushmortion.
I'm not. She's not live. I can't unblock you. But I don't even know if I'm a moderator anymore or not, to be honest, because she's texting me on some BS.
She's been removing mods all day.
And the crazy part is one or a few of her mods are T pages. The bad ones.
Yep, it's crazy. Yeah, the daughter of the people that she was staying with is in this live.
Yeah, she's in here. She's always in here.
If she wants a box, she can have a box. So she can tell you her side of everything. That's fine, hon. You don't have to be on the screen if you don't want. You can just join a box, but
Listen, I look like a mess too. That's why my camera's off.
I look like a mess too. I didn't even change out of my pajamas.
Me neither. I'm
It's
sitting on my
Saturday.
bed.
I didn't have to get dressed today.
As you can hear, my son is smacking things. He was beating me with a hanger a little bit ago.
Unfortunately, that isn't the first couple that she has done that to. She did this about a year and a half ago to a lady she lived with for 7 months. For 7 months, when she finally asked her to leave the home after being busted for stealing, she then went and got an OP against the lady, kicked her out of her own home for 2 weeks. The lady could not go back to her home for 2 weeks until she went to court and got it dismissed by a judge. She also was taken in the beginning of the year by somebody who helped her after she had her surgery. They took her in. She stole over $800 from them. Didn't give anything, was still abusing her rugs, was still out here gambling, doing everything she was not supposed to be doing. They had her arrested, and she accused the elderly wheelchair-bound man of graping her. It was found out to be a lie. The grape kit came back clean. I appreciate everyone sending gifts, but I just want to let everybody know now that's not what I'm here for. You guys don't have to do that. Save your money, keep your money. You know, I'm not here for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the generosity, but I'm not here for that. That's not what I'm about, honey. We are talking about Christina Nicole, SMG, KT_KD. If anybody wants to tag her page in the live, you can. She has this page blocked, but yeah. Oh yeah, definite scammer. I got tons of videos on my page where you can follow along. There is also a pretty big Facebook page if anybody wants to join that. The name of it is Christina Test is a Scammer. It has all of her information dating back to 2018 of scams she's been involved in. I want to see what story she comes up with about not going to Nebraska. What did she do with the funds? I personally don't believe she's going to go to Nebraska. She's not going to leave this state where her doctor is that gives her free reign of her meds. They're trying to get him approved through Illinois for disability. She also knows that the minute people catch on to her, they kick her out. And she's not going to go to another state to be stranded somewhere. I'm going to tell you what she's done in the past. I don't know if this is how it's going to go, but this is how I foresee it. She's going to come up with probably some kind of storyline against Casey, who is supposed to be helping her in Nebraska, saying she changed her mind or didn't want her to come. She'll block her. She'll be done with her. And then we'll say that's why she couldn't go to Nebraska. Yeah, she's in Illinois, Central Illinois. Oh, 100% she paid for another night because she knows she can make more money. Yeah, she's not going to go to Maryland. She's not. She was talking about going to Georgia today. She's talking about going to Nebraska. She's not. First of all, her and Casey have been friends for probably 6 months now. Casey's offered to help her so many times. She's had ample opportunities to go there. If she wanted to go there, she could have been by now. Well, twist it, lock your doors, hide your wallet. She will bounce all around Illinois, but she won't leave Illinois. So yeah, first started out yesterday, she wanted to get a generator and an air conditioner for her tent. She wanted to do all these things. And then it changed different states, different cities. She's not going anywhere. Is she still using prescribed? She's using prescribed. Everything she does is prescribed now. However, she doesn't take them how she's supposed to. That's her famous thing to do. The minute you question anything, she blocks. That's okay. It's enough. Her teeth were bad anyway from having so many kids so close together, from her rug use, lack of hygiene. So her teeth did need to be pulled, but absolutely she. That's my thing. You can tell. You can tell by looking at her. Have one single conversation with her and you'll see how her story changes 50 times. Her mods are very block happy. They will block the minute you question anything. Okay, honey. If anybody wants a box, you can jump on in. You don't have to show your face. She wants to take an Uber there because it costs the most amount of money. So she can look online and tell people, oh, I need $350. Donate this amount of money to me so I can take the most expensive way to get there, because then she can pocket that much more money. I will follow everybody back after the live. I see everybody following. I will follow everybody back. That's like, she said, I need food too, so I need extra donations. Kayla flat out told her, it's a 6-hour drive, girl. I can feed you when you get here. He is schizophrenic and has borderline personality disorder. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So this is the daughter of the elderly couple that she just got kicked out of their home. So she's going to share a little bit of what she feels comfortable sharing about the situation, and if anybody has questions, they can ask.
Well, I mean, I had no idea she was even staying with my mom until probably about 4 months after she was already there, settled, and there was nothing I could do about it. She didn't even tell me that she had let them stay there. I actually heard it from my 17-year-old daughter, which went over to her grandma's house to have her help her do something, and came back and told me, even though my mom said don't say anything to her because I need to tell her myself, because I think she knew I'd be upset about it.
Yeah.
And I waited and I waited, already knowing, that she had people staying with her. And at that time I knew that he was in the hospital supposedly because Christina said she gave him Benadryl and he had a bad reaction to it, so he was in the hospital, when in reality he was actually in jail for pinning her up against the wall by her neck.
Yeah, correct.
And was arrested. So he was serving time for that, but I had no idea who he was, never met either one of them ever, never seen them in person, just had watched like a few of her TikTok videos that my daughter had shared with me and let me know who she was. But I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't look into it. I was just like, apparently still feeling uncomfortable about the fact that my mom had somebody living in her house that she picked up off the street. And that's how it happened. She was driving. She had another woman that she's taken care of for years that's bound to a wheelchair. Had taken her to Peoria and was on their way back when that woman said, Cindy, you should pick them up and give them a ride back to Pekin. So she did, even though it was, stupid. I'll just say it. And she picked him up and she gave him a ride back to town and took him to the Salvation Army. And the Salvation Army was overbooked and would not take them. So instead, she took them to a hotel and put them in a hotel for a few nights. And somehow, don't know the exact details of how it played out, but once they were outside of the hotel, ended up back at living with her and my stepdad. And it was supposed to be for a very limited time. And during the time that they were there, her and my stepdad had taken them to get new IDs. And so her on her live now saying she doesn't have an ID, she only has the paper copy that is expired, is a total lie, because she and Caden both physically have their social security cards, they have their driver's license, they were taken and that was done. They helped her get a job and got her paperwork to fill out for subsidized apartments. The point of it is she doesn't want to do any of that because she wants to live off of everybody else's money that they keep giving it to her for free, because if she got a subsidized apartment, that would require her to work hard to pay her bills because she would get kicked out if not. But living in my parents' home, she knows that now, or then, it would be difficult for them to have her removed, which is what they were going through. My daughter's reading the comments because I'm driving, so if I don't answer anything and she just randomly pokes in and answers something, she's reading them as I'm talking.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't know if she lost her job. I do have somebody that is a manager at her store that I originally reached out to and asked if she was working there. And they told me yes. I have not reached out to that person over the last several days to see if she is still working there. I know as of right now, she has not gone in for several days. So one of two things. She did get it suspended for doing live videos and calling in and stuff. I'm not saying that part's not true. She's just probably not telling the truth because she was not sleeping in a tent. She was sleeping at the Salvation Army every single night since the 15th, because we've seen her standing out there, because unfortunately that is the path I take to go home, where I drive right past that every day, and there they were standing outside. So the tent next to the railroad tracks is a complete and total lie to get people to donate money to her.
So let me cut you off for that part real fast. The Salvation Army is definitely 100% a lie. My cousin, which is also her cousin, works for the Salvation Army of Peoria. They have the same portal information. She has been involved in their program since July 15th. She has stayed there every single night. That is confirmed. That is confirmed. The tent thing is a lie. She is definitely lying about that.
Yeah, because like I said, we've seen them standing out there, her and Caden both, outside near the picnic tables, you know, with doing their thing outside at about 6:30, 7 o'clock when we're heading home. So yeah, she is there. Whether she went inside to sleep, then you've just confirmed that, because I can't confirm that part. I don't know anybody that works there, can't confirm that, but you can. So
yeah,
her telling the whole tent thing is a complete lie. They are not sleeping in a tent. They are going back and forth from the storage unit that one of her people, I'm not even going to say names because it's unfair, because I think she's a victim of Christina's, but she is being taken advantage of tremendously. Her kindness is being taken advantage of by Christina and Caden now, because she's continuously putting them up in this hotel thinking that their story is true, and they've been so mistreated, and you know, they are the victims, and people are terrorizing them and threatening them. None of that is true. None of it is true. They weren't being threatened and terrorized when they were living in my mom's house. They were honestly paying absolutely nothing to live there. They were not giving them money for bills that they were using. They were not paying a water bill or the internet that they were getting or the Silco bill or any type of anything, besides 2 times Christina had bought groceries. But let's step down here and realize, yes, she bought groceries and put in the refrigerator for them to eat. But her and Caden were eating probably 50% of that food, or they were supplying food that they were already eating, is what I'm saying. So it's not like they were just saying, here's $250 to go buy groceries for you guys. No, they were going out, buying groceries, putting it in the refrigerator, and then turning around and eating it. My mom and my stepdad probably eat out at least once a day. They'll go have breakfast, or they'll go have lunch, or they'll do whatever, and they'll make a meal and eat once a day at home. So technically them being home all day long, because neither one of them do anything, is they're eating the food that they're purchasing. So technically there's no support that they were giving them for the 6 months that they were living there.
Yep, exactly. She does get food stamps, yes. She did not pay them any kind of rent. In all actuality, they paid her $450.
Yes, and my mom had taken her on several different occasions back and forth to all of her appointments, to her doctor's appointments, to take her to shop, because she would say that she didn't have clothes that would fit her, or she would need this necessity or that necessity. So therefore they would go and they would buy things for her. So not only were they living there for free, only supplying once a month some groceries that they ate a majority of, but they were also buying them things and helping them, you know, try to get back on their feet, and carting them around in their cars to all their different appointments, and trying to get them into an apartment, and trying to find them jobs and everything like that. Yes, she did walk to McDonald's when she finally got that job, but there was that was a recent thing, because both my mom and stepdad would take her back and forth to work, and, you know, pick her up when she was done and everything like that. The whole point of her walking only started when she started creating the problems for them, and they finally just said enough is enough. She's portrayed them as such terrible people, like they won't let her do laundry, they won't do this, that. They didn't start all that stuff until after her true colors started to show, and they realized that she was not who she was putting on. And they were honestly, like, you know, you can still shower, you can still do this, but you're not using our laundry detergent to wash your laundry. You're not washing it. You want to go and wash your laundry, you can go to a laundromat. You know, all these different things that they were taking advantage of. And the whole point was they were trying to show them, you're telling people that we are terrible to you, but yet you're getting all these free amenities and paying not even a dime, plus you're using our stuff to do this. So
She said that they didn't have any rights in their home.
they didn't have what? I'm
Any
sorry.
rights in their home.
No, they went and tried to talk to somebody about having them removed, and unfortunately, since they had been there, they said that they had to evict them, even though they weren't paying rent or anything like that. So they had to go and pay for an attorney and go to court and try to get them evicted. And up to recent events, this kind of brings us up to speed of that day that Caden and Christina were served the eviction paper after they had gone to court. They tried to get a restraining order against Caden because he was making them both feel very unsecure in their house, as far as he was like threatening manners, like, you know, not really touching them, but the looks he was given, or he would stare my mom down when she would try to talk to them, or he would do that whole kind of thrust himself forward, like in that charging manner, kind of like trying to be intimidating toward her. So they went and tried to get a restraining order, and unfortunately, the way that it works, they said they could not supply a restraining order against him because no physical altercation had taken place. So my mom and stepdad were both trying to start to prepare for the fact that they were going to be evicted, because they had already gotten the papers signed by the judge and they had to present them to Caden and to Christina. So what had happened was my mom had called me and said she had one of her kitchen windows that would not lock. They had new windows put in and it would not shut all the way to where she could twist the locks. So I told her, we'll stop by one day after work. We work all the time, you know, like from 7 in the morning, sometimes till 7 or 8 at night. And so it was hard for us to get over there, but it was a Friday. Got off a little early. Granted, my husband was still at work finishing things up, but me and both of my kids, my son and my daughter, went over to my mom's house because we thought we'll try to shut this window for her and get it latched. And we went over there. We did it that day. Friday, what was it, Taylor? The 14th, I believe. I could be wrong. It was either the 13th or the 14th. I think it was the 14th on a Friday. We went over there and tried to get the window shut, and we could not get the window shut. So I had called my husband and said, can you come over here and help us get this? We aren't strong enough to push this down. It needed to be pushed in several different directions to twist those locks, and we just couldn't get it. So we were kind of hanging out, and Caden and Christina had been served. And the only reason I can think that my son became a target was because he was the only other male at the home when Caden and Christina were served those eviction papers. So Jaden, my son, was visible enough for them to see him, and I don't know if Caden saw him as a threat or what, but the only other man in the house was my stepfather, which is in his mid to late 70s. And so we went outside on the porch because we were actually gonna leave, because we had been there a couple hours. My husband had not shown up yet, and we were just going to go home and maybe come back the next day. So we walked out into the little breezeway. It's a pretty good sized breezeway that you can go outside. And we were all standing there. And about that time, Caden and Christina walked upstairs. And of course, she was videoing us when she walked by, like we were doing something to her. And none of us said a word to her. They didn't really say a word to us. I said, excuse me, like that, and kind of was telling everybody to kind of move out of the way. So they walked past and they left. They were gone maybe, I want to say anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. During that time, my husband ended up showing up. We had stepped outside, we were leaving, and he came around the corner, and I was like, oh, he's here, we'll go ahead and do this. He had gotten out of the truck, went inside to the house, and I followed him in with my stepdad. Everybody else was still outside hanging out on the porch area. And I was inside, and he said, go outside and push up from the outside, and I'll stay in here and push down. So I went outside, and I was pushing up, and I saw some movement out of the corner of my eye, and it was Caden coming back around the corner toward the house. And they live on a corner. So he came around and kind of walked toward the porch area, and my husband was still inside. I could see him through the window and everything, and nobody was saying anything. Everybody was still kind of just jibber jabbering about just the day or whatever, or laughing. It was a bunch of younger, like my nieces and my son and my mom sitting on the porch. And Caden opened the door like he was going in. And then he started saying stuff to my mom, like, that was real slick how you did that and how you treated us. And my mom's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, serving us like that. And I turned around, I said, nobody's saying anything. And I was kind of right on the edge of the porch, and there was a porch swing right behind me. And he took his hand and shoved my head out of the way, and then said, do you want to go? And then instantly charged my son. I screamed for my husband, and he came out and ran and grabbed a hold of the back of Caden, trying to pull him off, and all three of them tumbled to the ground. Granted, I do have this video, and I know I've said that before, but I cannot share it at this point because it is still an active case. We've talked to the district attorney. He has it in his possession. We've talked to several of the policemen that were there. They have it in their possession. Our attorney, everything, has advised us not to share this video as of now. I'm not saying that I will never be able to share it, but at this time I cannot share the video that shows him charging my son.
Exactly.
The only thing I can do is say that is exactly what he did. My son has never been in trouble a day in his life. I'm not just saying that because I'm his mom. He has never been. He is can play on the computer, nerdy little kid that likes Warhammer. I mean, that's him. Like he's 24 years old, but he has never been in a fight a day in his life. He is the most kind-hearted guy that I have ever met. Like, he feels sorry if he says something out of line, it will eat at him for days because he feels like he hurt someone's feelings. He is not an evil person. He would not attack Caden because of no reason. He stood on the sidewalk in this video with his arms crossed over his chest, and when Caden said that to him, and he had seen Caden push me out of the way. So yes, he took 2 steps toward the porch. Did Caden see that as a threat? I don't know why anybody would, because he never even said anything. He was like, what is happening, you know? And about that time, Caden charged from the porch, tackled him, and they got in a fight. And my son defended himself. And in the end, my son ended up having to have surgery and has pins in his arms. And, you know, it's going to be anywhere from 8 months to a year before he has full function, if he even ever has full functioning of his right hand again. You know, he intended to be a cop. Well, that might be in question now because, unfortunately, the 2 fingers that were broken are his trigger finger and his middle finger. And he may never have full function of those 2 fingers again. So that is where I came into play. I've never met these 2 people until this day. But I took it upon myself, which anybody can do. I Googled one of her many names because she has several. You know, she goes by Christina Tess, Christina Wilson, Christina Nicole, Christina Click. You know, Nicole Wilson. She is constantly using so many different names that it is unbelievable what you can find by typing in those names. This has been going on for years. And I typed it in that night after we left the hospital. The next day, I had typed in her name and was kind of doing some research and found all that stuff. And I called my mom and said, I'm coming over. I'm on my way. And I showed them the amount of stuff that I had found. And it was baffling to them that they had this person in their house. They had never even considered. She plays it well. She does it very well in the beginning. She plays the victim well. If people would just listen to her videos, in all honesty, yes, I know now who she is, but just listen to the things she says. 1 minute, she is a domestic violence victim. That's what it was Saturday morning. Friday night, the incident with my son happened. Saturday morning, she was on live at McDonald's talking about how Caden had beat her. That video is out there somewhere where she talks about somebody named Big John. Yeah, Caden beat me. He beat me real bad last night. He's in jail. She was playing it out using the incident with my son and saying that Caden had been arrested for domestic violence against her to get pity and get people to donate to her. And then not even 4 hours later, she was on another live saying that he had been jumped. And I was in there under a different name. I said, wait a minute, I'm confused. I thought you said he was arrested for domestic violence. And then she came back and said, yeah, I was too scared to tell the truth. So the better alternative is to say the man that you're with beat you than to say that he got in a fight and somebody had jumped him. I mean, if you would just decipher and pay attention to her videos, every single one of them is different. She says something different every time she goes live. First, it's she needs to get away from him and she feels unsafe. So, you know what? I need a climate control storage unit so I can store my things. I guarantee you all her things are still at my mom's house because she only came and got 2 bags of clothes and has never been back since. So whoever, which I know exactly who it was, paid for that storage unit, you wasted your money. It's not even being used. She has nothing in there. You know, I mean, it's just insane how people just keep pumping money to save her, but yet that money is being used to front her shopping and her, you know, necessity of going to Applebee's 2 nights in a row for dinner. And on one of her videos, she's telling Caden across the table as they're eating their Applebee's, if somebody just gave her $50 to buy food, let's go to Five Below. I saw those cute dresses in the window, and maybe I'll get me one of those cute phone covers too. You know, the ones. Or if Marshall's is open, we can go there too. I mean, I guess it just floors me how people can be completely oblivious to what they are giving her money for. I mean, is there really that many people out there that are just willing to throw their money away for no reason when there's really people that could be using it? It blows my mind that she's telling you in every single video what you were paying for, but yet you're still paying for it. You're still giving her money and making it okay for her to go around every single day and target people. And who's her next victim? Yeah, my parents have gotten her out, but in all reality, she can go back all the way till August 10th because the system is so screwed up that they have to allow her that 30 days, even though he attacked my son and even though they feel unsafe in their home. And she can rightfully go back until August 10th. He can't, because finally it took my son's incident for them to give him an OP against him, but he can't. They just recently went back to court and it was extended for 2 years. If my son was in the wrong, if Caden was jumped, then why is Caden the only one that went to jail? Why has Caden got 2 battery charges? One, because he shoved me and was ordered to get help for his, you know, mental state by the court, and in his OP, the judge has ordered that. Why, if we were in the wrong and we jumped him, did none of us go to jail? The cops saw the video from the Ring cameras, 3 different views. So if we jumped him or showed any signs of aggression or we were in the wrong in any way, we would have had cops waiting outside of our hospital room as well. It would not have only been them standing guard outside of Caden's, and the minute that he was released from the hospital, he was in cuffs and taken to jail for the weekend. You know, I mean, there's video footage showing the truth. The video does not lie. It's just, I don't know. I know I've rambled, but it's just, it's so frustrating.
No, you answered all the questions that everybody's been asking.
It's just, it's so frustrating.
No, you answered all the questions that everybody's been asking, you know, and I only feel comfortable releasing the information that, you know, I'm allowed to. So I appreciate you getting on here. I only feel comfortable releasing the information that, you know, I'm allowed to. So I appreciate you getting on here and sharing your side of things, you know, because a lot of people have been curious.
Yeah, I mean,
because a lot of people have been curious.
Yeah, I mean, they're staying in a motel. They're walking around in this entire area. They're eating at all these restaurants in this area. They're going to these shopping centers. My mom has seen them at Walmart, and he hasn't the order of protection, so he can't come near her. And then she was gone after that, or they were gone. So assuming they saw her and they left, but that was when she was boosting her hair color yesterday. And I mean, she shows right on the video, and that video has been turned over to Walmart and the Pekin Police Department because she willingly, openly has it on video, and thankfully somebody, recorded that or was able to retrieve that section of that video, but where she puts it in her hat. I mean, she openly tells him she's stealing it, and then she openly goes onto the video later and is sitting in the hotel dyeing her hair. Her priorities are so backwards. Like, somebody gave her $50 to get food. So you go somewhere and you make that $50 stretch. You are in a hotel with a refrigerator. You can get things and make meals to last for 3 or 4 days. Why instead go to Applebee's? Because she knows tomorrow somebody else is going to give her money.
Yep.
So she knows that it's going to keep coming. So why wouldn't she go buy what she wants? Why? She is not one of these people that are sitting out there and they have 2 children and they're trying to figure out what they're going to feed them for dinner. Or, an elderly guy and his wife that are just trying to find a cool place to sleep. No, they have been catered to. I've only, as of the 14th, known the 2 of them. Prior to that, like I said, they lived with my mom for 6 months before I ever even laid eyes on them. Yes, I saw them on social media, but physically, face to face. The 14th of July was the first day. But since that day, it has been like a slap of reality as far as the kind of people that are out there taking advantage of other people. And they are at the top of that. They are right there. They are masters. They are teaching everybody else that is watching how to do it, because they have done it and they continue to do it, and people fall for it. They just keep flooding them with gifts and flooding them with money. And here, let me call you an Uber, and let me book you a room, and let me get you a climate control storage unit. And, oh yeah, you need to do this. Let me give you money for that too. But she's telling on herself. If those people would just stop and pay attention, give it to somebody that really needs it. Quit giving it to this person that is taking advantage of every person she can take advantage of. And they're already looking for their next victim. They're already looking for the next person. These people in Maryland that are willing to let them come stay in a camper, or this person in Nebraska that is willing to help them get to Nebraska. If those plans follow through, are her next victim.
Absolutely.
She is going to do exactly to them what she has done to every person in the past, and he is her sidekick.
Yep.
Yeah. She was vaping at
Applebee's. She was vaping in Applebee's. She's doing this. She's doing that. Because she is not pregnant. She used that twice during the time she lived with my mom. Both times, it was during the time when my mom was she has a pattern. My mom questioned her about them getting an apartment, asking, when do you think you'll hear back from the apartment? Have you turned in those papers? Have you done this? Have you done that? Two days later, she came to my mom and said she was pregnant. Every time she gets to where she feels like it's about to end, suddenly she's pregnant. Or he beat her up and she needs money to get away from him. There's those things that come around every single time she feels like things might fall apart and she needs something to recycle to use again. And that pregnancy thing has been overly used 3 times in the 6 months she lived with my mom. And I'm counting her current one. 3 times this year she's been pregnant, and suddenly then she's not pregnant. Either she lost it or she's gotten an
Mushmortion.
Yes. I'm like an orb.
Yeah.
I mean, it's recycled events over and over and over. Go back to her videos from like 6 months ago and just watch them and search her name in Google and pull up and see the timestamped that are all over the place from years of recycled, usage of these particular things. She just continues to reuse them over and over and over. Yeah, she's in Central Illinois.
And she uses the same sonogram from her very last pregnancy from 2022, but she crops the date off of them.
Yeah, and she is using ovulation test.
Yes.
From the Dollar Tree. I'm sitting right in front of the Dollar Tree. They're purple and pink.
Yeah.
And she's using a purple, which is an ovulation, and it's not even positive.
Yeah, that's not even positive. And that's the crazy part. Like, all of the women on this app. Come on now. It's crazy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. And yes, I'm sure there are some pink or some purple, some different pregnants, but she got them from the Dollar Tree, the box, the exact little applicator, everything. They're Dollar Tree. I mean, it's amazing. And, like you said, look at it. If you're a woman, that is not even positive. But
so
yeah,
everybody's like, well, how
so
she get two lines? So the difference is between an ovulation and a pregnancy test is an ovulation, even if you're not ovulating, is going to give you two lines. It's going to show up very faint. And when you're ovulating, it'll show up very dark. A pregnancy test will only show one line if you're not pregnant, two if you're pregnant. So she's using ovulation tests, which show a very faint line, but it's for ovulation.
Yeah. She's not pregnant. She cannot get pregnant. Like,
Her tubes are removed.
she doesn't have the ability to get pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, she said earlier, my tubes grew back. Well, you must be a goddamn miracle. Like, you must be a miracle.
She's like one in a million,
Yeah.
if that's even a statistic.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I want to feel for the people, that she is doing this to. But you can only feel so much because they have the ability to research who they help. Everybody does. I don't feel bad
anymore. I don't feel bad anymore. There's so much information. We have spent literally the last 10 years flooding the internet with information. We go to every platform she goes to. If people vetted people before they donate, they would know.
Yeah, and I did. Too late. I did only because, and I'm sure that's the situation that happens. People only search her when she screwed somebody over, which is sad. Yeah. But I only did that when the stuff happened with my mom and my stepdad. Never in my life, I'm not that up on the whole TikTok thing. I've never been in there. I mean, yeah, granted, I scroll through Facebook and I see the reels that are shared and I'll click on them and it'll take me there. But as far as like going in and saying things and actually participating in stuff, I never had a reason to. But until recently, I went in and searched her name, and that's when I ran across her. Yes, it took what she did to my parents in order for me to do that. And unfortunately, that's probably how it happens. You have to be wronged by them in some way, shape, or form, or you have to know personally somebody that has in order to research and look in. But all these people that are following her, all of these people that are buying her lies, just search her name. Like, just look and watch her past videos. I'm not saying that you have to believe anything, but take the time to look at those things, because if you really pay attention, she tells on herself. Like, she tells you she
and
is
here's
a scammer.
The big thing is she likes to say, oh, these people are haters. These people hate me, so they make these groups and these pages. No, these are her family members. We are her family. These are her past friends, people who she went to school with, people she has scammed and conned and stole from and lied on. These are people that have been affected by her.
Yeah, I didn't just wake up one day and decide I was going to search somebody and the first person I found I was going to target.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time for that crap, you know? I mean, I don't have any reason. And when I did find out that she was staying with my mom, I never even really said anything besides, Mom, you know, that was probably not the best choice. Right. You know, I mean, right. I can't tell them, I don't pay their bills. I can't tell them who they can and can't have living in their home. I can't tell them that it was wrong and dangerous to invite strangers into your home that you have no idea who you're dealing with. I can steal those things, but I can't tell them. You know, I mean,
she says she has no family or friends. She has a very large family, actually, that chooses not to support her because we don't stand behind her actions in scamming other people.
Right, because you've seen firsthand, and you have been the ones that have had to hear about what she's doing to people down the line, and you've seen the number of years she's been doing it and the people that she has wronged, and it's like it's a continuous recycle of the same thing, just new people.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just, it's sad. I mean, and I want to touch on the whole Maddie thing. Like, Maddie, I don't know her. I met her through this, actually. And Correct. She reached out to me and asked me, can you tell me what's going on? Like, she was on the other side and was just seeing and hearing and realizing that so many people were getting blocked for asking questions and stuff. Maddie is not her friend. Maddie knows her just like everybody else does online. That Maddie's not her neighbor or her best friend or everything like that. I mean, she's neutral. She doesn't want to get in the middle of something. She doesn't, I mean, she hasn't given me anything that she's a terrible person and blah, blah, blah. No, she's neutral. She's right there staying neutral with anything. She is not on her side or anybody else's side. She's her own person doing her own thing, you know, and yes, she's kind of getting the raw end of the stick because she was a mod in her room, but she was a mod because she was asked to be a mod. You can do something and not support it. We all do stuff every day that we may not agree with, but if it's part of what you do, then, you know, you do it. Granted, if it was illegal and stuff like that, obviously you're not, I mean, I would hope that you wouldn't, but she's not doing anything wrong by being a mod. And that's the big thing here.
I've made that point since I first started this page, was that everybody has enough of getting blocked over there. I'm not blocking anybody, regardless if you support her, you don't support her. I'm just sharing information, giving you guys information, and you guys can make the choices on your own. You know, I'm not here to block people from saying their opinions or giving their feedback on situations. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm at a let's talk about it phase.
and that should tell you right there who she is too, because if you disagree with anything, or if you question even in the slightest, question anything she is saying, you're instantly blocked.
Yep.
So if she wasn't lying and scamming, then what is the harm of people asking questions and you telling them the truthful answers? The problem is the answer she's given is not the truth, and most of the time those lies can be proven that she's lying. And she doesn't want anybody to give doubt. She doesn't want anybody to give anybody a reason to not send her money, and if you're in there questioning her and have any dirt against her, she doesn't want you to tarnish those people that are falling for her lies.
A person who's telling the truth can prove that they're telling the truth. Like, you don't have to block everybody who questions anything, and that's why I'm not blocking anybody, because I know the facts. I'm her family. I've been around her whole life. I know everything, and trust and believe, I'm not blocking anybody. I don't care if you choose to support her or not. You know, this is not where you'll be blocked.
Right. And anybody can go on to the county that he was arrested in and search his name and see that he was the one arrested for battery charges that day.
Nicole wants to join. Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
CA can continue talking. I'll talk after.
Oh.
You're fine. I'm just rambling. You can go.
Okay, I want to say, like, first things first. When I found Christina's page on my FYP, and then I became a mod, like, instantly, I'm the type of person that, like, I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know, like, if you guys were in there, but I was willing to buy her these Greyhound tickets, but she was so wishy-washy back and forth, like, oh, I'm supposed to go here, but this place is
Yep.
better. And I'm like, okay. And then
Yep.
somebody was looking them up, and they were like, oh, there's nothing until Saturday. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go see, because maybe they, like, are just talking crap, whatever. Well, then people kept asking, like, can I see, like, will you show receipts if you buy these Greyhound tickets or Uber, whatever the case may be, whatever she was gonna do, supposedly. And she ignored everybody. She just kept blocking them, or her mods did. And I'm like, so then I went on there and I asked, and I was like, are you gonna show receipts? Because, like, this is TikTok. Like, a lot of people scam, a lot of people beg, a lot of people want somebody else's hard-earned money, which, whatever, do what you gotta do. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
But then she finally responded and said yes. Well, then the same night yesterday, when she reached the goal of over $200 that she had, she also got $50 sent to her to go out to dinner, which then she proceeded to go live when she went out to dinner. And then obviously ended it, whatever. Well, then this morning, or like an hour or so ago, I saw that she was on live. So I asked her, because everyone was like, yo, she's like already spent the $50 that she got for obviously dinner, and then even more money that was supposed to be for this Uber wherever she was going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
So then I said, well, and I asked her, and somebody probably clipped it, I don't really care. But I asked her, I was like, you touched the money that was supposed to go for the Uber. And she got so irritated about it. Literally, she's like, well, we don't have any food. And she goes to start showing the refrigerator and the table that's in the motel. And I'm like, okay, well, I was just simply asking a question, because that's hard earned money of other people that decided to help you. And then I did end up unmodded and blocked, because I screen recorded her talking crap about two of her mods, which is Maddie and Sassy.
Yeah.
So they blocked me.
Yep. That's what she does. I was under a completely different page. I was hitting the likes and commenting and acting like I was all in, and saying, I wish I had a way to help you and blah, blah, blah. And she was all nice and sweet and, oh no, I understand. And the instant I said, wait a minute, I thought you said he was arrested for DV and not that he was, where's this coming from that he was attacked? And she was like, I was so scared to tell the truth. And I said, but that doesn't make sense. Why would you, there's so many people out there that are suffering from, DV. Why would you use that then to make people feel sympathetic towards you? Why wouldn't you just tell the truth? If he was jumped, he was jumped. And instantly blocked, gone. I was like, see, every time somebody disagrees with anything she says or questions anything in any form, she blocks you, or you get blocked, or whatever, you get removed, so that you cannot question and bring light to what she is doing to people. And she doesn't want anybody to. She only wants oblivious people in there that have no idea she is capable of the things she is doing. And if you're going to put any shadow over that whatsoever, she boots you out faster than you know what hit you, because you are going to cause her to not get money from people that actually feel bad about what she supposedly is going through, even though she's not going through even a half of what she's saying she is.
Right, and I agree, because I was gonna help her. Maybe after I saw the Greyhound tickets, like, I was like, no, because everyone's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So I'm like, okay, like, clearly there's a reason, and like, I don't mind helping people at all. But then when I sat there and I questioned, I didn't get blocked for it or muted or anything, but I sat there and I questioned, and I said, how do you know that all of these people that are claiming, oh yeah, you can move here and live in my camper in my backyard, how do you know that they're real? How do you know that they're telling you the truth? And then she's like, oh,
Right.
I trust this person with my whole life. You just met them 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
And then
Nope. It's because they were willing to give her something, and she thought, oh, if I could get them to. Well, the thing is, Caden has a court date on August 5th. He also has court ordered, like mental therapy that he's supposed to get for not only what he did to my son, but for also what he did, or also the OP that was ordered on him to keep him away from my mom. Because that day that happened to my son, my mom got pushed back and fell back and hit her head on the sidewalk. So they then ordered, whether it was he pushed her or she just got her feet knocked out from under her. Everything was happening so quick, I cannot verify how that actually happened. But granted, the judge finally, because of the acts he took against my son, gave them the OP against Caden. In that, the judge has also ordered him to have mental therapy with a psychiatrist, and that he has to get. So that's two different orders. The faster he can get out, the less likely, I mean, yeah, he might have a warrant here, or he might have this, but if he's not here, I mean, are they really going to extradite him for something like that? Probably not. So
he has an active warrant right now, too, from Southern Illinois.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
And the reason he doesn't anymore. And the reason I know is because in our job that me and my husband do, we deal with the Tazewell County Sheriff's Department and the local police department on a daily basis. So I did have that checked into.
Okay.
And he does not currently, I was told it was in Decatur. And then somebody else said like Monmouth and stuff like that. So they did search, and he currently does not have an active warrant. So I don't know if when he went to jail this last time, because he did serve quite a bit of time for pinning her to the wall at the hospital, and then the hospital footage picked up or whatever. When he went to jail then, I don't know if he served extra, because he was in for a while. I don't know if he served extra time for that warrant on top of that. I don't know. But I just know that as of this Wednesday, when that was searched, because they were willing, if they could find an active warrant, they were going to go pick him up that day. And they couldn't find one. So they are watching him, they are observing, they are just waiting for the chance for him to screw up again so they can. But, you know, as of right now, he does not have an active warrant on him. He just has the charges that are current against my son and me, and that his next court date is August 5th at 9 a.m. Whether he shows up or not, I doubt it, because he did not show up for the actual OP court date that they just went to this last week, where they extended it for 2 years against him. So he probably won't show up for the August 23rd.
I have a question. Can either of them work, or like is this like off the table completely?
She works. She works at the downtown McDonald's. Now, she hasn't worked for several days, so she either, one of two things, got fired because she actively goes live during her shifts at McDonald's wearing her uniform while working the drive-through window. So, and her managers are fully aware of that because she's been reported on a number of occasions, and I am friends with one of her managers. So, they are fully aware of that. So, one of two things, she either got fired because of that and they finally had enough, or she did get suspended maybe for it, and because she is telling people she got suspended. I'm not saying that is a lie. She very well could be suspended, but it's probably, I know without a doubt in my mind, it's not for the reason she's saying because she slept in a tent and called in an hour before, because she hasn't slept in a tent a day since they left my mom's house.
No, I heard it was because she was working the first window where you pay or whatever, and she was showing people's credit cards. So I heard that she got suspended and hasn't been back since.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I figured, I haven't reached out to the girl that I know that is her manager since the first time, because I'm just not, I don't like to be that catty and be like, oh, this person's doing that and everything like that, unless of course I know it's something wrong. But I just physically said, hey, does so-and-so work there? And she told me, yes, she does. Why? And I was like, I just wanted to know, because that was during the time when my mom was trying to have them evicted. And my mom, she was telling my mom that she hadn't gotten paid, or her, she hadn't been working or whatever. So I was just checking to see if that was a lie. And he can work.
Because they got all the documents so that he could work.
Now, with his record, I'm sure but there are places that will hire people that have misdemeanors and stuff like that. He doesn't have a felony, so yes, he could work. It would just it's the fact that neither one of them want to work. Like, she told my mom she worked a 3-hour shift at McDonald's. And I'm sorry, was it a 5-hour shift? I think it was a 3 or a 5-hour, I don't know. And she came back and told my mom that she was so worn out from that she needed 3 days to rest.
What the heck?
I'm like, I work 10-hour shifts 5 days a week.
With the Caden working thing, I also truly believe they do not want him to work right now because they're trying to get him approved for disability. And if you're showing ability to work, that may hinder her ability to try and get him approved.
Yeah, she said that she's his caretaker and that he doesn't have to work because he's a schizophrenic, which, I mean, I know a few people that are schizophrenic and they are quite capable of working full-time jobs.
Yeah, there's people who can work. So here in the state of Illinois, you can work part-time and still collect full disability benefits. However, a lot of times, if you're showing them that you can work, you will not get qualified as easily. And they're trying to make sure that he can get qualified easily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, but I didn't want to be mean because, like I said at the beginning, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. And then I was watching your page because you followed me, and I'm like, okay, this is all adding up now. And
I followed you. I seen you in her live, and I was like, I need to get this girl before she donates that money.
Yeah, because then I also let Sarah know that's in her lives. I was like, just be careful. Like, I didn't see that Sarah sent anything. She was just getting donations and then sending it over to her.
Yeah.
Which, okay, fine. You want to be the middleman, great. But I was like, just be careful. Like, I wasn't talking like crap about her in any way, Christina, but I was just like, just be careful because a lot of people are telling me that this is a scam, that she does this all the time. And then she literally went in there today talking crap about me, tagged me and was like, you're in here and you're a mod still or something like that. And she's like, and you're telling everybody to like be careful of her. And I literally just laughed because I'm like, okay, I didn't say anything wrong and I'll say it to her face because what she is doing is wrong.
Yes, it is.
And then they ended up unmodding me and blocking me.
I don't know if any of you guys were just watching when she did get banned, but I was texting her at the same time and she was repeating everything I said, and that's why she got entered. I made her say the R word.
Good
Thanks
job.
to me. Hi, I'm the problem.
Good job, Maddie.
And I'll do it again, too. She threatened to change her number. Okay.
As you should, Maddie. The way that she was just talking about you and Sassy, as you should.
She is 33. She looks like that for many years of drug use.
But I gotta go find some food. I'll be back.
Okay. We're talking about Christina Nicole, SMGKT_KD. Hard rugs will do that. She extended her room until tomorrow. Now supposedly she's leaving tomorrow. She is currently really homeless, yes. I appreciate everybody for the likes and the gifts. I just want everybody to know you do not have to gift in here. That's not what I'm here for. We're here to spread awareness, to get her name out, to get her picture out, to prevent her from scamming more. You know, that's not what we do here. I'm not looking for any of that. Of course, if you like the live, the more viewers we get. So we appreciate likes and all that stuff. But yeah, the gifts aren't needed. She made $350 yesterday. I'd say she got money for the generator and more. She has been in and out of trouble with the law, stealing, scamming people since she was 15 years old. She is now 33. She has a lifelong career scamming people on Facebook. Here about a year ago, she just transferred over to TikTok. So I thought it was time. She was doing good for a while here on TikTok, not asking for anything. Probably about 6 months ago-ish, she started on TikTok. So that's when I made this page, and here we go. Yep, she's been arrested for burglary. She cannot have kids any longer. Her tubes have been removed. She is not pregnant. Yeah, she was in prison 10 years ago for robbing someone's house. Which everybody, let me just make this clear. Everybody has a past. And I'm not here to focus on solely her past. Okay? Everybody has a past. Everybody makes mistakes in their life that they're not proud of. But when you're not learning from those mistakes and you're continuing to use and abuse people and manipulate people into funding your life, then it needs to be addressed. That's okay, Nevaeh. I'll be a fan. I'm actually not a fan, honey. I'm family, but nice try. Exactly. Her past is a predictor of her future behavior. And that's it. I mean, you're not changing the pattern here. It gets worse over time. Knock, knock. Oh, hang on 1 second. Here I go. Hi.
Hello. I'm using my alternate account. I
I,
sort of got squishied on a live for
I seen that
multicast.
earlier. I was like, oh no.
This is why we can't have nice things, right? It's only until tomorrow, and that's fine. It gives me
Yeah.
a break off of that account. This one account is fully up and running, and it also has the link tree in it as well. So why not start utilizing it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um. So yeah, she's not going to look at resources. I tell you that right now. I started getting the scammy vibes when her supporter came into the box. What is it, Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took notice to the scammy vibes when she got in there, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna exit stage left on this live, and that's what I did, and that was by my choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make no mistake, though, that I did try to offer options, resources, different methods. But the one thing that I didn't turn around and say was, go right ahead, keep begging.
Yeah.
That I won't turn around and support. I'm sorry. Yeah, just like my journey 65, you're right. One thing that also really gets under me is to the fact that she was running around saying that she was pregnant and not telling the whole truth to the fact that she's had her tubes tied. That actually affects a lot of women because women cannot have children naturally.
Correct.
And that affects them completely. And I feel so sorry for those that cannot have bear a child. And that's not fair to them with what she's doing. And that right there was a complete show that she put on. And that, I really wish that could become an onset of an honorable offense to individuals that are trying to pull that kind of a stunt. Now, the other thing that I've noticed is her man certainly likes to get up into the camera himself to get seen.
Yeah.
Um, why doesn't he have a page of his own?
He does, but they sold their phone, his phone, for a few dollars at Walmart the other day.
Oh, okay.
She also doesn't let him speak too much. She holds him at a distance because she has a hard time on her own keeping up with the lies.
Right,
That he comes in and busts them out on things.
right. Well, I saw the video with her showing that test and everything, and I'm like, that made me sick to my stomach to see somebody do that. And, this Nevea, why don't you come in on a real count and jump up in a box and tell us, all of us, how you feel?
So mainly pretty, that is false. She does not have her tubes tied. Her tubes were removed after her sixth
Okay.
child.
So they
She
were
cannot
removed.
get pregnant. There is no possible way of pregnancy.
Well, then I stand corrected upon your information. So my apologies.
No, you're fine. Somebody in the chat said they know somebody who's gotten pregnant with their tubes tied years after the fact. She has 6 children. She has no interaction with. She has no custody, no rights to any of them. Her tubes were removed. She cannot get pregnant. She had what is called a partial hysterectomy.
Okay. Do you have any mods in here? You might want to get that Nevea out of here.
I don't have any mods in
You
here.
might want to make at least 1 or 2
Um,
as a suggestion for you to protect what is yours and your account. They're saying Nevea is a child.
probably 1 second.
And yes, I do agree that what she's doing is a form of grooming. You always want at least 1, maybe 2. Keep your circle small and make sure that you know who you're modding and you're in discussions with them. You either Snapchat call them or IG call them so you know what you're working on.
Yeah, I'm very new to this TikTok live thing, so I
No,
will.
you're doing great. You're putting out the information, you're putting out the facts. Just make sure you do your research. Carmen's a good mod. She's one of my mods. She's straight. She'll give everybody a warning and then she'll mute them. They come back again, she'll block them. And that's how I usually hold it. And I look at it this way. As long as you're respectful in my live, there's no problems. And everybody that's in here all know you want respect, you give it. You don't give it, you're not going to get it.
Okay, can I just say this Nevea person? First of all, you're on a fake account or a backup account. So stop trying to come for me because I called out Christina's crap. I'm not going to fall for something when she's literally scamming people, like I said earlier, out of their hard earned money. Yes, nobody is making them send money, but she's using them, not even saying what she's going to truly do, considering she was supposed to leave at 11:20 this morning to take this Uber to Nebraska and did not. And then when I stop responding, Nevea, you want to sit there and continue to tag me in your comments. I'm not going to argue with a child. 20 is a child to me. So I don't need to respond. And if
Nevaeh is
you
blocked. You know, I wanted to build this platform and try not to block anybody because I want everybody to be able to speak their piece. You know, regardless if they support her or they don't. But yeah, I'm not going to do the whole attacking people thing. You know, I did make Carmen a moderator, so
But that's why you give them the opportunity to get up in a box. They choose
right.
not to. That's on them. They don't get up in a box. And this is how I look at it. If they choose not to get up into a box, that's their right and their choice.
yeah,
But then you don't have any further say.
yeah, correct. I agree.
And what's funny is Nevaeh followed me after I was a mod on Christina's page before I got blocked. But then when I didn't add her back, now it's an issue and I'm just a fan.
And
You
and
know,
Kalina, I agree. You have to be respectful when commenting because that shows the door swings both ways. You know,
absolutely.
as long as the host and the guest in the box are respectful and saying what they're saying, your chat should also be respectful too in return.
I
So
just want to
that's
make this very clear to everybody. First and foremost, I know we have 150 people in here. That's huge for my very first live. Let me just say this. I'm her family member, okay? I know all of the information. So if anybody has any questions, need to address anything, feel free to do that. I'm not here to attack her. I'm here to address the situations that she's showing to you guys and show you how false they are. Okay, I'm
Bring
here to
awareness to
protect
what she's
people.
doing.
You know, I'm not here to attack her, you know, belittle her, do any of that. I'm being respectful, and that's all I ask of people in here is to be respectful back.
correct. That's how I look at it, and that's how I hold it. So
Yeah,
everybody knows that. But yeah, as that's the biggest thing that I have with a problem with is the fact that she played off that she was pregnant. And look, you know, she may want these things, but in the long run, here's a good question to ask her. What is your ultimate goal? To own your own house, to have your own piece of land that you can call your own? What is your long goal? I mean, because if TikTok doesn't stay around forever, you're going to run into problems. And that goes for everybody that's been scamming and begging on this app. It's gotten out of hand. You know, between Josh and Ada, and you got Jeff Gainey and everybody else, what is your ultimate goal? What are you going to do for your future that holds for you? Everybody else has been working their tails off at jobs, even individuals with cancer. And I am so sorry that you all that have cancer are suffering that terrible disease, or to the women that are unable to get pregnant. What is your ultimate goal, scammers and beggars? You want more money than the people that are bringing awareness to you?
yeah,
I mean, yeah, Tim and Angela. Unfortunately, with Tim and Angela, I'm sorry, they're never going to be able to own a place of their own, even with Section 8 and HUD, because of how far they've gone down that hole. But
You guys, I
hey,
messaged you all for one. It's like I'm talking low. She modded me. She made me a super mod. So I had to go in and unblock a few of our people. And she also
mm,
modded Fruit Loop.
mm. And look, make no mistakes. If a scammer and a beggar makes you a mod, don't say anything. Just go in and block people. Disrupt
absolutely.
their
That's what
lives.
I was doing because she
Yep.
had all these people that were asking genuine questions about like the receipts and stuff, or like why does she block people after they say, "Oh, I can't
One of
help
her
you
mods,
anymore."
she unmodded 3 people, but one of them got Tina Diamond like right off the bat because Tina, it doesn't matter. It's like she's so sweet. She doesn't cause any issues. But anybody's lives she goes into, she will say, "Do your research on this person," and that's all she said. And boom, she got blocked. So when she modded me, I went in and unblocked her and a couple of our other people. I'm sorry, not.
No.
I unblocked people too because it wasn't like anybody was saying like mean stuff or stuff that is bullying, yes,
Well,
I'm
that's
going to
just it.
mute
It
it.
wasn't
But
disrespectful. It wasn't mean. It wasn't out of pocket. But she got discontinued because whoever has her phone number sent her messages and she read them out loud. And I sent you the messages. All for one, the big hard R word. So I jumped in her
yeah,
box. I said, and I knew she was going to get taken down. So I wanted to stay up there long enough. I told her, I was like, you got to be careful as to what you say. I said, because now you're going to have the whole awareness community come after you. And I said, and this is all going to be on you. I said, because you literally read text messages, what people were saying to you and calling you in a private text message out loud on a live, and you use that R word. And then she goes, well, somebody just called somebody in my chat a CUNT. I said, that's a see you next Tuesday. I said, but that doesn't matter. You can say the word cunt and you ain't going to get taken down. I said, but however, the R word that you literally had no hesitation of saying twice, you're gonna have everybody coming after you now. And I was honest. I was brutally honest to her.
for the person Nookie or whoever that is, just because Carmen is a mod in Christina's live doesn't mean that she agrees with what she does. I was a mod too, and then I had to find out myself as I was a mod in her lives that she's just scamming everybody. That she doesn't have good intentions. So there's nothing
Well,
wrong
she's
with
trusting
Carmen.
a lot of us. It's like she's got 3 of our people as her mod, and I asked her to give us all super mod powers, and she did. Like,
Yeah.
so she's very trusting. So there's 3 of us that are her mods, and I knew she was going to get pulled down. Like, I was just up there in the box because I already knew what people were doing. So, and I didn't say she was going to get taken down, but I knew it, and she got discontinued.
Nookie
Let's
has
not
good
put.
intentions. He's a good guy too. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean Carmen
Nookie and
was a
I
mod
have.
for her, and that's fine, but you have to be able to get information as well,
Right.
you know.
yeah. Nookie is a good woman, but
Oh,
that's all we'll
woman.
put out
Okay.
there.
Sorry.
She knows her shit. She's been around a long time.
Yeah.
So, with explanation of that, Nookie, just to let you know, Carmen was able to get into a scammer's mod status, which I don't see serious problems with something like that.
I don't
Far,
either. No, I don't support
and as
her
far as I
behavior,
see it,
Nookie.
it's far better off than having a subscription as a uh, awareness. You know where I'm going with that. Modding doesn't always mean that you're supporting their behavior, in my opinion. Modding means that you're turning around and disrupting their lives. Their
Yeah, I
block.
went in and blocked. I think there was like 7 of us that were blocked over there. It's like, and I unblocked them.
I'll be honest, when I was a mod for her, which was like a whole 24 hours, I didn't say much in there. I asked the questions that everybody else was asking that got blocked because she clearly didn't want genuine questions being asked.
But I can see where Nookie's coming from as a suggestive my side. What the best step after that would have been to unblock as many people as possible and then discontinue being a mod would be the best way, probably.
Well, that's my whole intentions. But now she's discontinued, so there's Tina right there. I went in. She was my first person I went in and unblocked.
But the other fact is too is that they're going to continue to block people even after you become unmodded, so it doesn't make a difference. The difference
I
is
know.
for the fact that you shed the light on them and you put out. That's why we hold lives about the individuals ourselves, and we put the light out for the truth and the facts that they're out there. I mean, see, they're going to hide the truth no matter what. She is. I mean, is she really going to go to Omaha, Nebraska, or whatever?
That's what I tried to ask her down in the chat. It's like, I'm confused. It's like they paid for another night. They went and got food or had it delivered. I don't know what they're eating. I know she was eating some a milkshake or something like that. But it's like, you just sat on live and got the $40 so you could get out of there today to go home to Nebraska in an Uber, mind you, in an Uber. Not a bus, not a train like she said she wanted to do, but a whole Uber for $310. And then she'll get that gift money on Wednesday, which is over $50 that she's going to be making. And then, but I'm confused. It's like, if you had the 310, how did you come up with extra money to pay for another night at the room and then get food right now? And then you said you still have to buy food for dinner. I'm lost. Make it make sense to me.
Well, she should have had leftovers from Applebee's. That's all I'm saying.
She should have, but she already explained to everybody because I asked the same thing that Carmen just said. I asked her because she raised over 200 something dollars yesterday. I don't know the exact amount because I stopped joining her lives because she
No, it
kept
was a
tagging
little
me.
over 300. She said earlier.
From
I
what
didn't
I
mean to interrupt you.
calculated, she raised $337 yesterday.
Yes,
And then went to Applebee's and spent $80.
I did talk to somebody in a DM. They did, in fact, and I'm not naming any names. They gave her $150 of their own hard-earned money. She and I had, and yes, it was a she. She and I had a very long discussion about giving money to other individuals.
Oh, there's Sarah. It's like she gave the other girl that had her rent paid $30. She asked for it back in the chat, and Christina unmodded that person, which Sassy Mama, I believe it's her name. But yeah, it's like it's crazy.
And make
Okay,
no mistake, everyone,
hold
they
on.
are
If
going to.
this is the same Sarah, sorry for cutting you off. If this is the same Sarah from her live, this is the Sarah that tried to call me out because I warned her saying, be careful that because she is scamming. She is begging for money. And then literally Sarah called me fake because I was in Sassy's live letting Sassy know that she was talking crap about Sassy and Maddie. So if that's the same exact Sarah, she's playing both sides right now.
She didn't get a church voucher for a motel. She hasn't even left the motel.
No, she literally just said in the live before she got discontinued that she paid for another night. So how much money did she actually get extra besides that 40 is my question. Or is she using that money to take and pay for another night and dinner, and then now she's discontinued, so how's she going to come on and beg for more money to get where she says she's going to go?
And
So
you
when
know what?
I was on her live, she said, I'll probably just get another night and then I'll have to make $100 to
And you know
get to
what?
Nebraska tomorrow.
Sage is right, because do you remember Carmen when I was in a box offering her resources and I suggested about going to churches, and she said that no churches are going to help her? Well, if no churches were going to help her, how did you get a church voucher for a hotel room?
Yeah, I remember that. She said that she called churches and nobody was helping her, and then the only thing that you both agreed on was the Salvation Army thing in her area.
Right, that and the United Way transportation. Look, I'm going to put this out there, and then I've got to drop. These individuals that are coming on here and on this app are going to play your heartstrings until they're played out. Each and every single one of them. Between Beth Osborne to Chef Carl to heck, even Mark Russell. They're going to play your heartstrings and you're going to get pulled. They're going to get pulled. Don't let yourself get fallen into their traps. Period. You worked hard for your money. It's yours. Don't give it to anybody else but your kids, your husband. Well, not your husband, because your husband should be giving you the money. But, don't get played into these games that they're putting on here. And do your research. Like one individual put out there once before, everybody knows Fallon. She's put out, read the room. Watch what's being said in the chat. Watch what is being asked. Watch who's getting muted and blocked.
Exactly.
So with that, I'm going to drop there. Have a great day. Everybody stay safe. And most likely be going live here maybe tomorrow night. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I'll make sure I'm there.
All righty. Take care, everybody.
I'm actually going to drop too. I just wanted to come up real quick because it's like I wanted to, clarify that, I'm a mod now.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me up.
Absolutely, anytime. I just want to say I appreciate everybody joining the live, helping spread awareness. She does not have contact with any 6 of her children. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's gotten out of control. If anybody else wants to join the box, send the invite. Yeah, 6 kids is a lot, especially when you don't have custody of any of them. All 3 of their fathers have the kids.
As I said in another live, I'm not really here to bash her or anything because I know that people go through things and people cope differently and people, you know, maybe this is what she's been shown to do, whatever, it's fun. But what didn't sit right with me, and I've been catching on to little things because I've worked in recovery. I lived with an addict my whole life. And the behaviors that she has, I'm not saying she might be using now, but they're very much so addictive behaviors. So it's like a hustle for her. Getting on here is a hustle for her. And today I saw, or about 2 days ago, I saw where she went live and she was like, hey, I'm 2 to 3 weeks pregnant. And I was like, oh. And then in the comments, I kind of, I'm going to sound bad, manipulated and was like, well, are you showing? And she grabbed her stomach and like pushed it out to make it look like she was showing. Okay.
Yeah, I was in that live. That's funny.
And then the next day I joined and I was like, so how far along are you? And she was like 5 weeks. And I was like, but last night it was 2 to 3. And so then I kind of started catching on, and then I saw where she put up an ovulation test in the front, and it was the purple test. And anybody that knows, pregnancy test from Dollar Tree's pink.
Right.
So then when she started getting called out about it, she took the strip out of the ovulation test and started just showing the strip, saying that was a pregnancy test. As someone who cannot have children, it's very sickening to me that someone who has children that does not take care of their children, who does not have custody of their children, thinks it's okay, cute, and funny to get on the internet and beg for money using something.
I cannot agree more with you. I'm her family myself, and I also am 39 years old, cannot have children. So trust me, I feel your pain when it comes to that, and it makes me absolutely sick every single time she uses this story for donations. So I get
Now,
it completely.
So she
I
actually
don't care
just
what she
messaged me
does.
and sent me a video. Nookie made a whole ass video with me in there in her live and said, it's like, doesn't Carmen know? It's like, we don't mod for, when we're awareness, we don't mod for beggars and scammers.
To help her have Saul now. So I don't think it's as much as like, people are playing both sides or people are to help her have Saul now. So I don't think it's as much as like, people are playing both sides or people are, I think it's, I got a bunch of messages, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And if anything, I'm a people reader. I can tell by the first or second messages, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And if anything, I'm a people reader. I can tell by the first or second live I watched that, it's a show. It's an act. Just like the domestic violence. But it's a show. It's an act. Just like the domestic violence. But yet he's in the hotel with her right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't put his hands on her because he might have, I don't know. But hands on her because he might have, I don't know. But if you got away, why would you go back? And I know that it's hard at times once you've even gotten away to, not necessarily not want to live that lifestyle, but you're so used to it. So I don't know. I just hope that, I think she needs a little bit more help than just money.
She definitely does. Yes, I agree.
I think money is not helping anymore. I think money is enabling.
Absolutely.
So, but when you bring up resources in there, she doesn't want to hear it. So,
Yeah, she doesn't want to hear anything about where she can get any help, how she can get any help, any of that. She wants money, direct money.
Yeah. And I remember in one of the lives I heard her say, "Oh, I'll give you my card information. You can just, And I'm thinking to myself, do not take her card information and do anything because she's liable to report it stolen and then you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
Don't do that. And then openly going live on TikTok and saying that you're stealing from Walmart. Does she not think people haven't called the town she's going in and she's not being watched?
Yeah, that's all been turned over to Walmart too, so.
I mean, and I don't know if she's just saying that she's stealing that way people will feel sorry and donate, or,
She 100% went in there and stole it. She showed herself checking out. That happened last night. Or not last night, the night before last.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I have genuinely felt sorry for the girl, but the more I learn, it sickens me. It's just, I have genuinely felt sorry for the girl, but the more I learn, it sickens me. And I think that maybe at one time, or even now, she could deep down be a good person, but some people just get stuck in their ways so bad. Or even now, she could deep down be a good person, but some people just get stuck in their ways so bad that it's so sad to watch people's lives just turn.
I'm going to tell you what was the turning point for her. I'm going to tell you what was the turning point for her. Yeah, she was in and out of trouble when she was super young. She did do a prison sentence for burglary where she robbed her kid's dad's family. She did do a prison sentence for burglary where she robbed her kid's dad's family. Okay, and she went to prison for it. That's how she lost custody of her first child. But what really did it for her was custody of her first child. But what really did it for her was she was raised, her kid's dad had cancer, and she made a GoFundMe where she earned $14,000, had cancer, and she made a GoFundMe where she earned $14,000 worth of money in GoFundMe. She was getting cash donations on live every day. People were literally throwing money at her because he was cash donations on live every day. People were literally throwing money at her because he was unable to work. She was a stay-at-home mom, and so people donated. That is what flipped her. She was a stay-at-home mom, and so people donated. That is what flipped her into the scam world because she's seen how easy it was, and she has not stopped since then. So,
Yeah, I know that another live.
How easy it was, and she has not stopped since then. So,
Yeah, I know that another live I was in, someone had confirmed that apparently she got suspended from work. Because I had asked, that they said that she said she was going to transfer McDonald's, and I don't hate on anybody. If you have a job's a job. You know what? You're getting up and you're going. That's fine. But I had asked, I've seen her live a lot, and it's not necessarily that I'm just digging for information or anything. Like, okay, TikTok is something that we sit and we watch when we get bored and stuff. And like, I'm a person, once I'm locked in on something and like something catches my attention, I'm there.
right.
So
Yeah.
I'm a person, once I'm locked in on something and like something catches my attention, I'm there.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's not necessarily I was digging for information, but I was concerned because I joined the live about DV. And so at first I was very concerned, and she was concerned because I joined the live about DV. And so at first I was very concerned, and she was going to work then when she lived with the other people. And then it was like once she got to the hotel, I didn't see her going to work anymore. And then it was like once she got to the hotel, I didn't see her going to work anymore. So I was like, something's off. So I asked the lady today, I said, well, if she, she says she's transferring, but I haven't saw her, she's been on live all the time, so I don't know. I said, well, if she, she says she's transferring, but I haven't saw her, she's been on live all the time, so I don't know how she's going to work. And that's when the lady said that she was suspended.
Yeah, she was suspended supposedly until today.
And that's when the lady said that she was suspended.
Yeah, she was suspended supposedly until today, but then she didn't go to work today like she was supposed to because she was supposed to be moving to Nebraska, which now she extended her stay at. She was supposed to because she was supposed to be moving to Nebraska, which now she extended her stay at the hotel. So, yeah. Either way, she definitely doesn't have her job now.
Yeah. It's a sad situation, and I feel bad for her on the mental side of it because hustling, gambling, all of it is, regardless if she's using rugs, hustling is an addiction in itself.
Yes, it is.
And so once you're in that, I hate to say it, but you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad for her mentally. Like, I couldn't imagine, but I think, I go to work every day and I bust my ass. I don't get any handouts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's the thing with her. She has three different, she went from being a young child to having a child very young where the man took care of her. She got out of that relationship, out of prison, and the man took care of her there. Then she met her last kid's father. He worked. He took care of everything, all the way up until, even through him having cancer and being sick, he was still working, providing, while she was online scamming. So, he finally left and was like, look, I'm done with this, So he left, and she has spent, instead of finding a job, getting on your feet, getting housing, fighting for your kids, getting your kids back, visitation at least, she just completely walked away from everything, and she's relied purely on donations since then. She lives off of other people.
And another thing that really made me mad is somebody had commented, well, you know, you're begging for money, but you're in a nice restaurant,
Yeah.
you know, and the whole he was hitting his PE, and she was like, "Oh, it's his inhaler."
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday, okay?
I mean, me personally, if I was struggling for money and somebody blessed me with $50, I'm going to go to the Walmart and buy a loaf of bread and some peanut butter and jelly. You know, make that shit stretch for a few days. I'm not going to go to Applebee's and spend $80 on that. And then after Applebee's, she went to Culver's and got ice cream. So, I mean, she went to
And it's
Five
okay.
Below. Like,
You know, if you're homeless and you're living in a tent and somebody sends you money and solely says, go get yourself a hot, nice meal, go out to eat and do whatever, that's fine. Go do that. But don't go on live acting like you don't have. You could have went to McDonald's.
right.
You were on the streets and you were hungry. A hot meal from McDonald's would have been good for you.
Absolutely.
I mean, if someone told her specifically to use that money and to go to Applebee's, you know, you've been out in the heat, you're working, you know, you've been in a tent, but she wasn't in a tent. She was in a hotel room with air conditioner. So when I see this and then I see people on the streets that are out there with signs and stuff that could be scamming just as much, but at least they're standing out in the heat trying. You know what I mean? Those people sit out there like clockwork. And I just feel like I love TikTok to death, but it has become an outlet and it's being used and abused for this. It used to be bad, you know, you go to Walmart and you see people sitting on the corners, you know, with signs and everything. No, it's solely TikTok now. I mean, you see it every once in a while, but those people, they might be scamming, but they're out there working, trying to get that money.
Yeah, Shelly, she was never in a tent. She has been checked into the Salvation Army. It has been confirmed by an employee. She has been checked in, enrolled in their program since July 15th. She staged that tent to look like she's been staying there for donations. She has not been in the woods.
No, and yesterday she made the comment, we're going to go back to the tent if it's still there.
There is here in Pekin, I don't, you know, the people who are from Pekin will know, there is Tent Town, okay, where homeless people will sleep in tents and everything. I think she went and took pictures of somebody's tent. Honestly, I don't even think that's her tent. You know, so.
Well, if it was her tent, she bought it at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all over in the woods. I mean, it's crazy.
But if you also paid attention, she still had her makeup on.
And that's the thing, like, the day she got to the hotel room, she was clean as can be. She was clean as can be. Hair done, makeup done, nails done. I mean, she was clean. For somebody who lives outside, I mean, you wouldn't be that clean.
Mm-mm. But, and, you know, I do think, and, you know, with all the things that have been said, you know, there would be a little bit of guilt, but none, you know.
She has no guilt. None whatsoever. Can someone join? Absolutely, join. This is the homeowner. Cindy Carter was the homeowner she was staying with. Do you know how to join?
It's just, it honestly really just breaks my heart because I know I've dealt with people similar, and if she wanted to change, she could, and if she wanted help, she could. And maybe an addiction facility would be good, or, you know, would be good for her. You don't have to go in there and say, you know, you don't have to be a drug addict to go to rehab.
Well, see, here's the thing with a lot of the rehab facilities around here and the DV shelters around here is she's already used up most of those resources and has been kicked out of those resources because she does not follow the rules of their shelter program. She wants to live feed and go live, and that is prohibited in those places for safety reasons. So she gets kicked out, and then she gets put on their ban list. So her only option here is to go to a shelter, which because they are not married, they can't. Most of our shelters here in this surrounding area are separated by men and women. They have different shelters. She doesn't want to go to those because then they won't be able to be together.
And that's what I had made the comment about yesterday. I said, if you're pregnant, a shelter cannot turn you away. I said, they can turn your boyfriend away. And she was like, well, and I said, and if you're just not willing to, give him up to go get yourself and, your child, quote unquote, safety, then that's something you're going to have to deal with within yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even want to get on here today, but after I saw the whole ovulation test and stuff, I was like, I cannot.
She is 33, Red.
I can't do it anymore, And I've been down this rabbit hole since she lived with the Carter lady.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know who she was before then, And it's been a lot. I almost feel like I'm living in the life with her because I watch it so much, and like it pops up on my For You page of all the T pages.
Well, like Sarah said, a shelter can turn a pregnant woman away here if they do not have the space or if she is banned. So Sarah also works for the Salvation Army where she's been staying in that area. So she's familiar with their rules as well.
Oh, okay. Well, from my understanding, I know in Tennessee that they tend to not turn away. But I mean, if she's been banned, then of course they're not going to. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
Just putting that out there. I was making a point to her. If you're not willing to help yourself and your quote unquote child, even if that means being away from your man for a little bit, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
So at this point, she was registered to the Salvation Army since July 15th. But they have a rule that if you leave the shelter overnight for more than 2 days, then they boot you from their program. Well, considering she's been in a hotel room for 3 days, now going on 4 days, she's more than likely been booted from their program.
Yeah.
They're not going to make a room available for you if you're not utilizing it. There's too many homeless people in the area. They're not going to continue. The DV shelter she got banned from because she was live streaming. In the room, she was live streaming her surrounding resources. She's looking for handouts. Absolutely, you're not allowed to live stream when you're in a DV shelter for safety. For safety concerns of other people in that facility. So she is not on street drugs anymore. I can't say the words on here or I can get banned. She is on prescribed drugs. One of them is called Subs, and one of them is Xanny. And she abuses both of those. If you look at her lives from where she first wakes up in the morning, and then when she takes her medication at noon, and then you look at her live where she's literally nodding out come 3 o'clock, that is because of her prescription meds. And you can tell when she is elevated because she squints one of her eyes. That has been a known thing with her. Her boyfriend is on prescriptions for his mental disabilities, but I don't want to speak on him as far as drugs go because I don't know if he's abusing them in any way. Half of the time he doesn't take them, which is when he has his manic episodes. Yeah, the one-eyed squint, the side viewing at the phone. She won't look directly at the screen. He has borderline personality disorder and schizophrenic. They are not married, they just say they are. She is not pregnant. Her tubes were removed. She had a partial hysterectomy. They've been together probably almost a year now. I would say maybe about 10 months or so. He is 19. He was 18 when they got together. He's about to be 20 August 2nd. So technically he's not a minor, but still disgusting. I sent Cindy an invite. She didn't accept it. He was not a minor when they got together. They've only been together about 10 months. He's about to be 20 in a couple days. I know. I figure she doesn't know how to. Trust me, I'm still new to a lot of this stuff too, so I'll try and send her another one. I sent her another one. All you should have to do, Cindy, since I sent you the invite, is push accept. Dizzy does. She's not trying to start over or anything. She's trying to find somebody else to use. What time is it? I got about a half hour left, guys, and then I got to get off. I got some family coming over for dinner tonight, so I need to get that. I'll stay on for about a half hour. If anybody else has any other questions or anything or wants a box, they can join. There you go, Maddie. Hi, honey.
So she had Applebee's last night. I thought she had Culver's.
She went to Applebee's and ate at Applebee's, and then she went to Culver's for ice cream afterward, and then went to Five Below.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was like, huh?
Hey, Maddie, while you're on here, tell Cindy where she has to go to request a slot.
Okay, go down to the pink and blue people. Push it. Push accept or push. I think it's request, and then she'll accept you up here. And as soon as your little box pops up, just push OK, and you will come up.
All right. Yeah, she's trying to figure out how to join so she can talk, but
push the blue and pink guy on the bottom, and then push request.
That's why. Did you see where Kayla went off on her earlier in the live for spending the money? I wonder if they have to have a certain amount of followers to join. I don't know. I've sent her invites. I'm not sure. I'm gonna send her another one because that one just expired. Yeah, everyone follows Cindy. I know I had to have 50 followers before I could go live. So that might be what the holdup is for Cindy. Where'd she go? I'm looking for her. Cindy, comment again so we can pin it. I think her. Oh, there she is. I gotcha. Aww. So she's got 165 followers, so she should be able to. Hmm. This is the account of Cindy. Cindy is the homeowner she was staying with. Most recent homeowner she was staying with. Yeah, I've sent her invites about 5 times. I'm not sure why they're not popping up for her. That's exactly right. The truth always comes out. She has to have 200 followers. Oh, that's her favorite line is, "Oh, I've had these nails for months." It's her favorite thing to do, to block anybody who points out anything. I'm gonna get off here at 2:30. It's about 2:10 right now, so about 20 minutes. But I will come back tomorrow or later this evening, one of the two. I was wondering about that, Becca, because Gary's daughter, Chrissery, was on her live earlier and she told her to call her because she needed to ask some questions. So she might have had Chrissery reach out to Gary. Gary won't do anything for her, though. Cindy's account is Cindy Carter 55, I think. Cindy, comment one more time so I can repin your comment. You only need 2 more followers, and they say you should be able to join. Oh, she's at 200 now. I'm going to send the invite and see. Yep, I just sent it. Cindy, they're saying to exit the live and then come back in. Maybe it'll register your new followers and you'll be able to join. Oh, she was on her computer. Don't know if that's why. That could be why. What is the contacting Gary? Will he help her? Gary is her kid's dad. And no, he will not help her. Yep, 1 second. There you go. We finally got you. Hi, honey. Okay, that's fine. Nope, now she went offline. I'm gonna resend her the invite. For some reason, it said she went offline. There she goes. Nikki, we're talking about Christina Nicole SMGKT underscore KD. She's just a lifelong scammer that we're trying to spread awareness on. Oh, she didn't know she had to be. Here we go. She's connecting. It keeps saying she's gone offline. You're welcome. Hi, Cindy.
Now, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. The room is yours, honey, to say whatever you need to say.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
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 Hi, Cindy. You can talk to us. We're here. We're listening.
Hello?
Turn your volume up on your phone.
Save. I want to use it. Hello? I don't know.
We can hear you, but I don't think you can hear us. You might have to turn your volume up on your phone. We can hear you.
I can't do this.
She's not muted on my end. Oh, now she muted herself. She's trying to figure it out, guys. Can somebody in the oh, there you go, unmute. She needs to unmute. There you go, Cindy.
Ugh, that was hard.
I know it is difficult.
Okay, I just didn't. I was trying to get on, but I don't understand all this stuff.
Me either. I'm still learning too, honey.
Yeah. I don't. I just wanted to get on because you were saying some stuff, and I was wanted to reply to it, but I couldn't get on there to do it.
Oh yeah, you're fine. The floor is yours, honey. A lot of people got questions. They were curious to hear what you have to say, so
Well,
you can
tell
say
them to
whatever
ask
you
me.
need.
Tell them to ask me because, well, I picked them up at the hospital in Peoria. I'll just tell you. And I was up there with a friend, and she's handicapped, and I took her to the hospital. And this couple was walking around in there, and my friend says they were looking for somebody to give them a ride back to Pekin. And I said, well, my friend says, well, why don't you give them a ride? So I thought, okay, I will, because they look safe enough. So I brought them back to Pekin, and I took them to the Salvation Army, and they would not let them stay. So I felt really bad because it was really cold out. And so I went and got him a motel for 2 nights. And then I still didn't know what to do with him, so I got him a motel for 2 more nights. And I didn't know anything about her when this happened. I thought she was a nice young lady, young girl, and he was nice and everything, you know. And so then I didn't know what to do. And my husband says, I told him, I said, can they come here? He says, yeah, they can come here for a while. So we brought him here, and we told him that they could stay here for nothing as long as they got a job and saved up their money to get their own place. Well, he never did get a job. He ended up in jail for probably a month and a half because of, I guess, choking her at the Pekin hospital. But she told us that he was in the mental hospital. And so I thought he was up in Chicago at a mental hospital. And then they went and got him and brought him back to Pekin and had him in jail because of him beating up on her. And so I didn't know for sure what was going on because she lied to me. But anyhow, she finally got a job at McDonald's. And then he came back, and he never did. He tried a couple jobs, but nobody would hire him because he won't do anything unless she tells him to do it. I mean, he mowed the grass. We got him outside to mow our grass because we figured he needs to do something to help around here. I'm sorry, this boy doesn't know how to mow the grass. He went down one side, went all the way across the front, and back down the other side and left the whole middle. And he said he didn't know what he missed. And I told him to come back and look. He missed the whole middle. Oh, okay. So I went out there and showed him. I said, this is how you do it. It's not heavy. You just got to turn it right. So I showed him. I mowed a couple of places, and then I had him finish doing it. But he just did not want to work at all. And then I had him finish doing it. But he just did not want to work at all. He was worried about getting back in the house with her. So, you know, we just kind of, the only thing he did was took the garbage out. So, you know, the only thing he did was took the garbage out every day. And she said she was keeping the basement clean, but I found dirty dishes with food in them. Food in it yet. But I found dirty dishes with food in them. Food in it yet underneath my furniture. The reason I threw all the stuff up on the bed that time is because she had dishes down there and food and all kinds of stuff like that laying on the floor. And I've asked him not to do that because it draws bugs. So I threw it all up on the bed before she got home, and I figured she could clean it up. But then she came home and said that I went through all her stuff and I ripped it up and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do none of that. But she made me mad, so I went down there and let her have it. And I shouldn't have did that, but I just couldn't take it no more. And she sat there and gave me this look like I was stupid or something. And I hate her fake cry, her fake laugh, and her smile. I just hate all of it. I can't even stand looking at her anymore. But if anybody has a question, ask me, because I don't know what to say.
I think you and your daughter and your granddaughter pretty much cleared everything up. You know, I do want to apologize for her behavior. That's absolutely unacceptable. You know, a lot of people are asking about the food stamps and declining her to eat. And
you know what? Right before the day before they left, my husband, she had $450, and she asked him to put it in a safe to get a house. So the day before all this stuff happened, he gave her the $450 in an envelope. Of course, she said it didn't have anything in it, but it did. And she had the whole $500 of food stamps because she gave us nothing at all. Because I came home from a vacation with my daughter from Tennessee, and they gave no food stamps or nothing. So we went and bought groceries with our own money for us. And my husband told him, he said, that food that we just bought is our food. You don't touch it. You got your food stamps, you buy it yours, and write your name on your stuff. That way we won't touch it. But there's a little refrigerator down in the basement that's still got food in it of theirs. I'm getting ready to throw it away. But we did not use their food stamps. We did a couple times, but she went with my husband to get the food, and she bought like maybe $200, maybe a little bit more. And then she would keep the rest for them, and she'd go buy frozen dinners every day for lunch and different things like that. And before you know it, it was gone. I mean, and I don't know what she did with that $450, because the next day she said she was broke.
I just want to make it clear to everybody, this is an elderly couple that took her in off the street, okay? They not only gave her rides to doctor's appointments, to get her ID, fed her, let her use their laundry facilities, water, Wi-Fi. They asked for very little to help around the house, clean up after themselves. They were buying her hygiene products and clothes because she said she didn't have any. So in turn of the Link situation, yeah, she may have put food in the house, but they ate 90% of it.
Oh, yes, they did. We went through 7 gallons of milk in 2 weeks. And when my husband and I are here by ourselves, we don't even go through a gallon a week.
Yeah.
They would come up and get cereal 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, Caden would eat. I mean, I understand he's a growing boy, but still, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't have to throw no leftovers away, usually. But I don't know. I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. No, we didn't use their food stamps and stuff, and I don't know what she did with it. I really don't. And I ran into him at Walmart the day before yesterday. And Caden's not supposed to be around me. I got an order of protection.
And I just also, while she's on live, I want to address Christina's abuse situation where she said she was attacked by the homeowner. She was not attacked, okay? She was confronted about the information that they found out about her. She faked who she was for 6 months, conned her way into these people's homes, took advantage of them. And then when they found out about her scams and who she really was, they confronted her on that. And they have every right to confront her on all of her lies and all of her bullshit and her past. Okay? So for them to say that she was abused, she wasn't abused. She was the abuser. Okay?
She never mentioned her kids one time.
Yeah, she can't.
I mentioned them to her, asked her where they were, and she said they were. A couple of them were with their dad, and this one's in foster care, blah blah. And then she got her thing one day. A guy served her a paper because 2 of the kids were found left at home by themselves or something. Her dad's sick, and he was in the hospital. He had to go, I guess, he went to work. I don't know. Anyhow, they were found at home by themselves. I think it was Brindley and a little boy.
Yeah, her youngest 2 daughters.
I don't really know who it was, but she's a big old fake thing. She stood there and cried, "Oh my God, my kids!" She was really upset about it.
That's her favorite thing to do with her kids. Is she likes to use her kids for the sympathy card. She brags
about it.
That's her favorite thing to do with her kids. Is she likes to use her kids for the sympathy card. She brags how she has 6 kids. She doesn't have custody of any of them, and she doesn't show up to court dates for any involvement in their life.
How can
So, custody of any of them, and she doesn't show up to court dates for any involvement in their life.
how can you do
So,
that? I just don't understand that. How can you have such kids and not want nothing to do with them? Makes me upset. Kids and not want nothing to do with them. Makes me upset. I feel sorry for the poor little kids.
well, I will reassure you this: all 6 kids are in great, loving homes with their fathers now and their adoptive parents. So, yeah, it's a sad situation that she didn't choose.
Sonogram's been used over and over. But she just is such a liar.
Yes, she is.
How can, I mean, you're pregnant and you had an abortion. Why wouldn't you not use something so you don't get that way again? But she's not pregnant. She just fakes it.
She fakes
Abortion. Why wouldn't you not use something so you don't get that way again? But she's not pregnant. She just fakes it.
She fakes
And I
it.
tell you what, the night she told me she was pregnant, you know what she did? She was going to start at McDonald's the next day.
Yeah.
And I gave her $20 because she said she was going to have some money to eat there. Well, I didn't know they gave them free meals. So I gave her $20. And that night, she wasn't feeling good during the day, she said. And that night, Caden comes up and says, Christina can't stand up. There's something wrong with her. So I went down there and I tried to help her up, and then she was falling on top of me. And then she had to pee, and I had to get a bucket for her to go in it. I'm telling you, it was like she was on top of me all the time because I couldn't hold on to her. And she was throwing up and everything. And I didn't know what was. I kind of walked around the bed down there to see where I found anything, some garbage or something. And on her side of the bed was a bottle of, what was it? Vodka?
I think, yeah, vodka, and then there was another.
A bottle of vodka.
And there's a fifth.
And she wasn't pregnant because she told the cops on the way out, I just had my period.
Yeah.
You know? But she drank that bottle, and then when she came home, I told her, and I sat at that hospital till 2:30 in the morning when they released her to bring her back home. And this was about 7:30, so I stayed there and brought her home. And then I told him, I said, no alcohol at this house. If you ain't got the money to get your own home and stuff, don't be drinking alcohol. You don't spend your money on that. Not here, anyway. You want to drink alcohol, go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And so she tried to blame it on Caden. And Caden was letting her. But he might have drank some of it. But she told the cops Caden drank it. And Caden's on probation, and he's not supposed to have it. And I said, Caden, did you drink that? And he says, no, she's just saying I did. And I said, well, why are you letting her say that if you didn't do it? I said, do you think that she would hold up for you? I mean, she's not. She's trying to get you in trouble. And I don't know, but she tries to make it look like she really cares about Caden, but in a way, she tries to get him in trouble. Because he beats on her.
She uses him for a storyline because she knows that she can't get money on her own without a sad story. So with him being around, she can say, oh, he beats me. It's DV. I need help. Save me. Donate to me. Get me out of here. And now she uses him with these fake pregnancy allegations, you know.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? First of all,
Absolutely.
Cindy, I apologize for the fact that she took advantage of your kindness to move herself forward. Was it her house that she just got put out of? Or
This
was
is my
it
house.
before?
It is Cindy's home that she was in.
That's what, okay, good. Cindy, can you do me a favor? I don't know how early in the morning you get up, but I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. at 6:30 a.m. And on Monday, I plan on featuring her as one of the scammers that I talk about because I've been following her for some time. And I've talked about her a few times, but she has now raised her level on my grid because her level of scam is so devious and it's so insidious. Let me just tell you something. You know why Caden goes for it? Because Caden knows that his freedom depends on her staying quiet.
Absolutely.
So he's going to let her do whatever, say whatever, because he doesn't want to get locked up. When I found out, because when I first met her, she was crying about her DV situation. She was saying she needed money to get away from him. And, believe the victim, right? So the
Right.
more I watched her, the more I was like, my spidey senses started going off. And I was like, there's something not right because just about every place there's a DV shelter. And even if there isn't one local to you, anytime anybody made any recommendation to her that wasn't financially based, oh, I tried that, oh, I called them, there's no room, whatever the case may be, she wasn't trying. But when I found out that he was only 19 years old, and at
Yeah.
her big age, she was letting a child hit her, I was like, that is codependency. She probably irks his nerves. Not that that's an excuse, but she irks his nerves. He loses it. Maybe he gets drunk, high, whatever. And then she gets to be the victim. Because she gaslights her audience. I can only imagine what she does to him. And she probably thought, I'm going to get with a young guy and I'll be able to control him. And as being that young, he doesn't have the maturity and the self control. So she, pokes the bear, pokes the bear, pokes the bear. Now, I am
Seem like
not
she's
in any way, shape, or form saying that he has the right to put his hands on her. He should go to jail and he should stay in jail. But my problem is this: she got money over and over and over again to be able to get away from him. And the moment he gets out, she's with him again. Then,
right.
when she needed money, she called up some black guy, got the money from him. He kissed her, according to her. And then when she told her friend and the friend said something about it, she's like, you're trying to get me in trouble with Caden. Let me tell you something. You knew when that man pulled up with that money what he wanted. Period. You
Absolutely.
weren't surprised. You did it because you knew that that's the only way you could get money out of him. And then you wanted to blame your friend because you knew if Caden found out, it was going to be a problem. Now, my question is this: why are you still with him if he is incapable of providing you the basics in life? But you got
Right.
a child, so now you're taking care of him. Now, this morning, the other day, she said she was going to Maryland, to Baltimore, that there was
Right.
somebody there who had a camper for her, and the husband was going to give Caden a job, right?
Right.
And she only needed a certain amount. Somebody gives you $50 for food instead of thinking, and this is why I'm upset with her because she's the mature one. Instead of thinking we're gonna need food for a couple of days, they go to Applebee's, stream from Applebee's, and say somebody gave us $50 for food. They didn't mean for you to spend it in that moment, but then she also said we could go to Marshall's, honey. So that means you spent more of the money. Now you come back, you don't have enough to leave, and it's well, we had to spend the rest because we needed another hotel night. So now we need even more money. And she did it because she knows if she cries a little bit, acts like she's dizzy, say she's 3 to 4 weeks pregnant, that she can get more money. Now, how serious is it that y'all need the money, that you're allowing him to lay in the bed and be asleep an hour before y'all are supposed to leave? A. B. You're going to another state with a paper expired ID. Make that make sense. How are you going to get what you need to get where you're going if you don't even have the proper paperwork to get the ID in the state you're going in?
If you
Because you
don't
can't
have it.
get EBT, you can't get Medicaid, you can't get housing unless you can identify yourself. So now she's going to need money to get birth certificates and all of that stuff sent to where she's going. So I don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
She's
But
lying because my husband took her to get all that stuff about a
right,
month ago.
exactly. It's all a money grab. I don't believe a single thing she says. And so she's literally an hour before, like, come on, somebody. Don't you think people are sick and tired of taking care of your grown ass? At this age, you're still begging for $20? And guess what? Why are we supposed to have it? We have families, we have bills.
Right.
I am going to drag her for filth on Monday morning
I
because
know that.
she is taking advantage of people and I'm tired of it.
You know, she
So,
asked me for money a lot of times, and I told her I gave it to her for a while. But then one day she asked me, and I told her, I can't give you no more money. I'm paying you to live here.
right,
And I'm not going to do it no more. She said, well,
right,
she needed a vape. And I said, well, you know, sometimes you got to give up stuff to keep money for more the stuff that's more important. So you got to
correct.
make up your mind. Is that vape more important, or is it more important to get somewhere to live?
The reason why she doesn't care is because TikTok has become her ATM. Anytime she needs something or wants something, she literally has the expectation that she could turn on her camera, come here, look sad, talk about how bad things are. Now,
Yep.
when she was trying to get money, quote unquote, to get away from him, it was the worst thing in the world. Today,
Right.
she was like, well, yeah, he got arrested for such and such, but they brought it down to a misdemeanor, as if that made the beating she took less serious. Pick a lane, boo. And I'm tired. Now, don't get me wrong, in my life by people that I was in romantic relationships with. Well, I should say two. My first baby daddy when I was 18, and then someone when I was 40. Let's just say they wish they hadn't touched me because my mother raised me. One man slept with a machete next to him every night after he jumped in my face. Because once you do it, you'll feel comfortable to do it again and again and again. So again, I am not in any way, shape, or form blaming her for the domestic violence situation she is in. My problem is that she uses it to take advantage of other people and then brings him back and expects the community to be okay with it.
Well, you know, she had that all planned when she sent Caden back here that day we got this big fight here. My son and my grandson got her bad. She planned that because they both left, and all of a sudden he comes back, and she's at the Family Dollar, you know, but she comes back without anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up and starts saying something, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. Then all of a sudden he takes off after my grandson, and he hasn't fought before. He's not that kind of a kid. He's, you know, he's just isn't violent. I don't know how to explain it. He just doesn't fight or anything.
But wait a
And he
minute. That's
comes
the
after him,
question. Is
and I
that
tried to pull him back.
when she said that they got big beat up and she no longer felt safe?
Oh, there was, I don't know why, she was just putting a big show on. I wasn't
Oh,
going to go down there and beat her
okay.
up.
Okay.
I mean,
Because she said that they slept for a week in a tent. And I remember her people putting her in a hotel for a week. I don't know where Kaden was,
yeah, not
but
sleeping in no damn
people,
tent. She slept at Salvation Army. I
you
seen
know
her
what?
stand there line.
And she's like, we don't have anything because when we got beat up, we just got out of there. And I don't know if the Uber driver is going to bring me back there to get any of my stuff at your
She
big
came
age.
and got one. The day she put that big show on and act like we were going to do something to her, my husband met her at the door. He says, you cannot come in my house and videotape us or anything. It's not, it's against the law, he told her. he wrote off this big thing he got off the internet of section this, section, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. And he gave it to her. And she put her phone down. And she went downstairs and she got a great big, one of those great big green or dark garbage bags full of stuff and another bag full of stuff. And she come up the stairs. She walked. I seen her go. She went out the door, and I looked out the door to see if she was leaving, and she couldn't hardly carry it. And I'm sure Caden was up around the corner because he couldn't come here. And she's never came back. And it's been almost 2 weeks on Monday. It'll be 2 weeks. And her stuff's still in my. I've got a bunch of stuff in my basement. And then you know what? I'm supposed to keep it for 30 days. I'm about ready to just take it out. Get out of here. I don't care if I have supposed to keep it for 30 days. She's not coming back to get it.
No, she says she's leaving. So she's abandoned her things.
Yeah.
If she's telling everybody on TikTok that she's going somewhere else. Again, I want to say sorry, Cindy. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I can't stand when people take advantage of older people because they're kind-hearted. No. Older than her.
Yeah.
Because you are established. She took advantage of your kindness. You and your husband. So she's never going to apologize.
She never thought I was going to turn against her.
Behavior deplorable.
You know, she never thought that I was going to turn against her. She kept saying George was doing this and she knew that I wasn't going to make her leave. But, you know, when I seen all this stuff, that was it. I want you out of my house.
Good for you.
You know, I just want her out of my house. I don't want her here around if my grandkids are here, I don't want her around them or anything. And my one granddaughter that lives here, she kept telling me, Grandma, there's something wrong with that couple. You need to get them out of here.
I'm glad you have family around you to make it clear, because eventually it would have gotten worse. There's no getting better until she stops the nonsense and Caden grows up.
Yeah. Well, my daughter came here and her kids, and which I feel really bad because my grandson got hurt, and I feel like, you know, he can't work. He's got a pin in his hand, and he can't work or nothing to hold his bones together. And, you know, that's my fault because I had them here, and if I wouldn't have had him here, he wouldn't have got hurt.
Don't cry. It's not your fault. It's not, you were being kind. It's not your fault. You were dealing with people who do not have a moral compass. They don't have a conscience. They don't care who they take advantage of, who they lie to. It is all about what they want. So it is not your fault. Not by a long shot. Please don't feel that way. You're dealing with master manipulators. And I'm sick of her, and I'm more sick of the mods and the enablers who watch her do this day in and day out and don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
So please, if either of you are available and awake on Monday morning, I don't usually get up early. You get up early? Okay, she's not going to be first, but she'll probably be around between 7:30 and 8 o'clock.
Okay, so where do I find you at?
This is my account right here. Okay. Sassy or not a mod? I don't.
Sassy. What's your name?
My name is Digital Deceiver Shadow.
I'll be on there, Digital.
Okay, perfect. And just in case people don't understand my name, I am the shadow. I lurk in the shadows and watch them and then report on them when I go live. The digital deceivers are the people who use technology to deceive people. They lie, they scam, they beg, they manipulate. So they are the digital deceiver, and I am in the shadows lurking. I know a lot of people get confused about my name.
Okay.
Hi, Grandma.
Huh?
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, is this Taylor?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Right, love you.
I'm going to jump down. Thank you for letting me come up.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And I'm doing digital after dark tonight, so I know some of you are planning to come. I'll see you. You need to cover Beth. Come tonight at 8 o'clock. That she's on the agenda.
All righty.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I guess you need to clean your house, and I'm going to get off and clean my house.
I'm just going to keep the live up. I'm going muted, but people can continue to talk in the boxes or join or talk in the comments or whatever.
Go down and clean my basement. Try to get some. I got to clean a bathroom that's going to take some scrubbing. And my granddaughter that lives here said, "I'm not using that bathroom, Grandma, until you sterilize it."
I don't blame you.
I've already used 2 cans of bathroom cleaner in the shower.
Oh Lord.
And I'm getting ready to go down there and take one of those green scarring pads and try to scrub it. But I've got to clean the walls. She's got red hair dye on stuff. She burnt all my towels.
I believe it.
They all got red hair dye on them. Huh?
Do you need help?
Do I need help?
Yeah, I can come and help you.
I can use help anytime.
Okay.
Mountain hiker Christina has been in Central Illinois most of her life, between Pekin, East Peoria, Peoria, a little bit here and there, Southern Illinois, but yeah, always Illinois.
Oh, yeah, her mom lives in Peoria that I was told. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. And I talked to her cousin that lives in East Peoria.
Yeah.
But I don't tell her anything. She really got hysterical when I told her I lied. I said, I talked to your mom and she's coming over. She got so hysterical. And I'm like...
Yeah, she crashed out on live.
I was only kidding. I mean, I didn't tell her the truth. I was lying because I thought that maybe that was something that would get at her, and it did.
Yep, that will always get at her.
But I don't know her mom, and I don't even know how to get a hold of her. So, but I thought she probably found out I was lying because your mom never did come. She don't know that because she's not been here. You know?
Yeah, she was worried about that one.
She ain't been here at all for the last 2 weeks. And we still got the same lock on the door, but we got an extra padlock on it now on the top that we keep locked when we're not home and when we are here. And if she comes, then I have to let her in. Not that I want to. And I told the cops that. He said, because they came, the first day she came back, she brought the cops with her. Because she said I wouldn't let her in. And I said, the door's unlocked. She didn't even try it. And the cop said, well, you gotta let her in. I said, yeah, I know I gotta let her in, but not that I want to, but I have to. So I let her in, and I didn't say a word to her. And neither did George. We just let her go do her stuff, and she left with all the medicine. That's the first day she went to the motel. She had all her medicine on Caden's medicine. Then she looked like she was doped up good when she got in that motel. Something was wrong with her.
Yeah, that's all she cares about is the meds.
Had, Caden's meds and hers, and I don't know how much medicine. I know he takes pretty strong medicines. For his schizophrenic and stuff. And that, but okay, I'm gonna get off. What's the state's turn? What about him? Huh?
Did you know all about?
I didn't tell him $30.
Hey, Cindy, people in the chat want to know how they can assist you and help you. Is there anything you need that we can do to help you?
No, nothing really. I'm just gonna clean the basement up and clean everything good. I don't know for sure we're gonna get rid of the bed that they was using. It's actually a good bed. It was one of those that moves up and down.
Yeah.
We paid a lot for it. I think I just gonna try to clean it good and that. But no, Taylor said she's gonna come over and help me
Yes, I am.
Well,
So
a lot of people in the chat are asking you to make an Amazon wish list. Maybe you and your daughter and your granddaughter can do that so people can give back to you.
it's not that I don't feel like it's their fault.
I mean, it may not be their fault, but they want to help you. You were generous and you got burned, and they would like to help you.
Christina.
Even if it's for towels or, cleaning supplies or, anything that you may need to replace or just anything you might need help with, they would like to give back to you. So maybe you could work on that with your daughter and your granddaughter, and they can help you figure out how to do that. It's all it is you go on Amazon and you pick some things that you might need or you might want, and then they can pay for it and it'll get delivered right to your door.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
So you guys, you three can work on that together and let people bless you a little bit,
Well, I don't feel like I need to be blessed.
Everybody needs to be blessed.
And the good thing about it is nobody will get your address off of it. It will just go straight to your house.
Yeah, nobody would have your personal information.
You know what? It doesn't bother me if anybody knows my address. They should already know it anyhow. Christina told everybody.
Yeah, she showed it online.
She even took a picture of our car license in our car.
Yeah.
I did. I told him that already.
But yeah, Taylor, you and your mom can help her get that, and maybe, like she said, she's got to replace sheets and towels and cleaning supplies and stuff like that. Even if it's just for stuff like that, let people help.
Okay, we will. We'll help her.
Can I make something clear real quick? I am not her mod anymore, so please don't say I am in the comments. Respectfully, please do not come at me just because I'm in a box.
Yeah.
What's a mod? I'm sorry.
So somebody can join your live
until she blasted me on live.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have nothing to do with Christina anymore, so please just leave it at that.
Okay, I don't understand all this, so I'm not saying anything.
I was talking to the comments. I wasn't talking, coming at you or anything, so please don't take it that way.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I'll talk to you guys another time. I'm going to get off here because I got to get something done.
Absolutely,
okay.
honey.
Have a good day.
Shut up. He said like supper. You're going to get hot dogs. No.
She's adorable.
She's so sweet.
Look, I about felt like that. I was like, I don't know how to do none of this shit.
I barely know how to do it.
I was like, I just get on here and scroll. I mean, I don't know how to do none of this. I don't know. She sounds like such a sweetheart.
She is such a sweetheart. She has the biggest heart and she loves giving all the time.
Yeah.
I just graduated from my CNA course and she brought this whole big bag of just things for me.
That's
the sweetest
awesome.
thing ever.
Congratulations. That's good.
Yeah, I can help her with her wish list and everything. Me and my mom.
Yeah, that would be great. There's so many people in here want to help, and it may not be anything big, but anything she doesn't have to go out and repurchase, hey, why not?
Yeah.
She's all our grandma now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Helping her will make Christina mad. Yep. All right, ladies. Well, I think I'm going to get off for now. I got guests coming over here in about 2 hours. I need to finish cleaning up the house, but I'll probably go live again tomorrow sometime.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you guys. Goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow.